Hello, folks. It's round 6 of the Tuesday night marathon, and my name is Paul Whitehead, FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, and sitting next to me is Juan Sendejas, who has made a lot of this broadcast possible in more ways with the DGT boards and so on and so forth that I can name right now. But thank you, Juan. Thank you very much. And Juan has a budding concern and business going with DGT technology and the sale of chess equipment. Yeah, thanks for the word.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
I play chess, but
thanks for the commercial.
Yeah. That's okay. All right.
So
thanks,
let's
Juan.
do this. Thank you.
We're
guys.
at the Mechanics.
Good luck today.
Thank you. We're at the world famous Mechanics Institute Chess Club. Live broadcasting round 6, which is underway, and I'm going to go head straight into the action, kind of explain some things that are going on here. First of all, let's look at the pairings. Somebody said solid Carla made him sweat. Not sure what that meant. Carla Heredia is playing in the chess tournament, but I don't think her game is over yet. On board 1, Josiah Stearman has forfeited his game against Conrado Diaz. Both of these players have 4 points. And also in the 4-point group are the 2 Lees, Eric Lee and Andy Lee, as well as National Master Tenzing Shah, who is playing a player with 3.5 out of 5, Ezra Chambers, and so on and so forth. The game that we're not seeing is between this round is a game with Patrick Wolf, Grandmaster Patrick Wolf, who is playing in the tournament but has taken a half-point bye this round. So we have a forfeit on board 1, and and our Grandmaster who's playing has taken a half-point bye, Grandmaster Patrick Wolf. So let's leap into the action, and unfortunately, bad news first, everybody. Eric Lee and FIDE, the battle of the 2 Lees, FIDE Master Andy Lee versus National Master Eric Lee, who is also the best 11-year-old chess player. Hello, folks. I'm going to ask, I need to ask some players to be quiet. Because I'm starting to shout. But I'm in a chess club, an active chess club. All kinds of things can happen here. I'm out in the public. The Mechanics Institute is a private institution that the public can join. So you're all welcome to join us at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. So we've had many famous people walk through these doors, and before I was here, including Capablanca and Fischer, and there'll be many famous players after I'm no longer here. Although, how could that happen? This game that I was saying on board 2, our DGT Techno Whiz and technology has failed us on board 2. And all I can say is I'm going to look over at another computer screen which actually has what's really going on. And all I'll tell you is that Andy Lee, another bunch of moves have been played, and White is better. White has the advantage of the first move, perhaps a little bit more, but we're never going to be able to tell you that again, or we're never going to be able to progress further than this position. And so let's not stare at it all night long. the next game. Let's go through the game. Chambers versus Shaw. These are two strong masters. I'd be afraid to play them on any dark and stormy night. The very, very cutthroat, tough guys. Chambers is white, and let's play through the game. I have a limited understanding of openings, but I'll try to muddle through it. We've got a French defense and this unusual h6 move. Now, I'm a classical chess player, so this might be the latest theory and so on and so forth, and perhaps it's even like the next best thing to sliced cheese, but I don't like it, and I wouldn't play it in a game of my own. It would be, something in me revolts against this move. It's a kingside weakening move, it's a waste of time. So that's my take on it. Yes, classical chess, says F Pawn. That's what I have. It's the only thing I know how to play. Let's see. Okay, so white develops his pieces, and I have no problem with that. Looks like already a pawn sacrifice. No, it's not. Pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, queen takes d4, bishop b5, check. Chessman102 says Stockfish likes h6. I hate it. Yes, okay. Yes, the haters of h6 are out. Okay, so let's keep going. c5, knight f3, everything's kind of normal, normal chess. Castles, knight c6, knight d3, and we're getting into, I don't think white is probably, well, the pawn still doesn't look really great on h6, so I'm not going to say anything. We have a very kind of a typical position here. Yep. I think h6 has just turned out to be a bad move.
You say that and then you look at the comments.
Yeah, well, no, somebody's saying thank you for commenting and making this Twitch very dynamic, but that's us commenting. So, yeah. That was Abel Telementis, the new, not so new chess director. He's been around now forever, it seems, making helping with the transition that we're going through in the revolution in chess, the revolution in at the Mechanics Institute with bringing the club into your living room with these live broadcasts. Behind me are the denizens of the chess club. We're in a small annex. Behind me are pictures of the hoi polloi and the world famous chess players that have come before, and contemporary chess players, grandmasters, visitors. In our couple of other rooms, our main room, which you can see somewhere on our website, on our YouTube site. You can sort of see a virtual tour of the club. There are 108 chess players here tonight playing chess at the Tuesday night marathon, and there's no other place to be on the planet for these people. They want to be here playing chess, So let's see. I like white's game, but I'm prejudiced for these kind of sort of fast developing, fast moving, open positions. Let's go to our board 4, where we have a great matchup here. Fantastic matchup. We have international master Elliot Winslow, who has been playing here for years and playing chess across the country for years. Before his play, he precedes the Fischer era. You know, I mean the Fischer boom in 1972. He was playing chess very seriously, and he's playing the second highest ranked player in the tournament, Kyron Griffith, who I wasn't familiar with until he moved up to the Bay Area. I think from New York, San Diego ways. He's proven to be extremely, you know, he's dominating the Blitz tournaments here that he plays in, and he won the last, tied for first in the last Tuesday night marathon. He's a strong player. He's rated 24.52. Winslow's star has faded a bit, but he is an extremely canny and dangerous chess player. And that's not just empty rhetoric. And let's see how this game is going. We've got Elliot, who can play e4, d4. He's a classical chess player. And we've got a regular old King's Indian Petrosian system here. White wants to play c5 and black wants to play f5. And this is a radical idea here. And Elliot is sacrificing the exchange. Yep, this looks like some Kramnik brilliancy. There's some, you know, there's a game I can't remember who he played, but I think maybe Kramnik beat Kasparov. There's a famous game or somebody with the white side of this. Chessman 102 says, I think Elliot plays both sides of this position. Yeah, Elliot plays everything, and very well. And this is a classic, you know, black is going to miss that bishop after bishop takes rook, queen takes bishop. So white has a positional compensation as well, as maybe a pawn at the or two at the end of this as compensation. So there's an attack. And Chessman 102 says, bad psychological decision by Kyron then. Of course, my first reaction is to say bad, period. Psychological decision by Kyron then. So this could go either way, folks, is what I'm saying here. This is going to be nerves, guts, and who... you know, objectivity might go out the window here. Bishop takes rook, queen takes bishop, and a safe king for white, at least temporarily. Rook g1, bishop h6, attack on the dark squares. This could go either way. Chessman says never go into a position that somebody plays both sides.
Chessman is a fan. He's been on.
Chessman, you are, you know.
He's been on the broadcast.
You're one of our two
the
people.
Loyal followers.
Yeah, this is. Let me see. I'm going to really try something fantastically, technologically crazy here. We don't know who's sitting next to me. Is Abel Talamentes, and I'm going to try to find his name, which I can put on the, which I can put up here, and there he is. I'm gonna click on that name.
That I have my name.
And then I'm gonna. This is it. I've learned something. Abel is. This is how far we've progressed after 6 rounds of the Tuesday night.
Now we can put our names up on the screen. Hey, small steps, right? Everything's a victory.
I am F Pawn says I hate playing against my own openings, which is why I hate playing Stearman. Oh, that's interesting. But if the guy plays both sides of an opening, does that mean you hate yourself? Is Mechanics doing a big tournament in Berkeley June 22nd weekend? I want to play. I'm going to let Abel answer that.
Yeah, we currently do have a tournament scheduled at the Faculty Club at UC Berkeley on June 22nd. So it'll be a FIDE rated event. 5 or 6 rounds, and yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. So you will be there. Okay. Okay. What is this tournament again? Exactly.
It's just an event.
just an event.
It's not a it's not a memorial event. It's just an event.
the June 22nd.
Yeah,
event.
I'm a member of the faculty club at UC Berkeley, so that location is kind of dear to me. In another organization, we ran events there.
Right. Right.
And so yeah, it's just a great facility, a great place to be. It's really enjoyable to run an event there just because it's so peaceful. It's right in the middle of the campus. It's a fantastic place to play.
Show up, everybody. I love playing chess in Berkeley. It was always sunny there. Be foggy here in San Francisco, and then I go to Berkeley.
The weather should be good at that time of year. So yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We've had some lights shown. A couple of more moves have been played here. Abel, do you want to comment on the game?
Comment on the game after last week. I don't think I.
No. Abel.
I don't think you want to hear my commentary.
But I've made some pretty.
How about we have a club member sitting? You wanna have a shot here?
Just everybody knows you. Hanging around until my opponent makes a move.
Tell everybody your name.
Hello, my name is Bruce.
Bruce, thank you. And Bruce, so how long have you been playing at the? You're not playing on one of our top 10 boards.
No,
are you?
not today.
Okay. It wouldn't matter anyway since we don't have analytical capability here. Although there's my commentary, as far as that goes. But so how long have you been playing at the Mechanics?
About as long as I've been playing chess. So for about 4 years.
Wow. That's fantastic. And so, what's your strength? What's about your rating now?
My strength is that I don't fall asleep while playing. But I am not very good.
Well, we're all improving. I always thought the Mechanics was a great place to learn chess. Do you think it was a good place for you to learn how to play? Were the people friendly? Were there was a lot of opportunities to play chess and all that kind of thing? Was it?
Yeah, it's like there are lots of people of all sorts of levels, and that's nice to learn. You can. Yeah, it's good. It's good to learn to play against people of different strengths.
Definitely. I always like to play people weaker than me, and so I could beat them. Actually, it was always great to play people stronger than me, and those are the people that I learned from the most, for sure.
Yes.
So what section are you playing in? The Tuesday Night Marathon that we're running now has over 120 players in it. It's broken down into 3 sections, an over 2,000 section, an A-B section, and an under 1,600 section. What section are you in?
I'm playing in the top section.
You're playing in the top section.
Yes, I'm on board 14.
You're on board 14, and you've been playing chess for 4 years.
About 4 years, yes,
And
almost 4 years.
And you're playing in the top section, so you're a pretty good player.
No, I'm not. I'm playing up.
Okay. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that you've learned how to play chess here. We've developed a lot of chess talent. Sometimes they had to learn the game at a younger age than you did, but there were, Daniel Naroditsky, who is a strong grandmaster, and Sam Shanklin both played here as children, and so that's this can be a very good place to learn how to play chess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nurturing environment here and a competitive environment and a very real down-to-earth environment. If you're a kid and you're coming here, then you're going to be taken seriously, and people are going to play strongly against you. The old veterans are going to play strongly against you and try to make you earn your spurs, and
So so I went inside, and there was 2 gentlemen talking, and then I asked them, if you're gonna have a conversation, can you please do it in the hall? So then, as I was walking out, one of them told me, "Bring back Donaldson."
bring back.
Well, that is very friendly.
Yeah. He said it jokingly, but it was just kind of funny.
Well, what's his problem? He couldn't talk in a loud voice during the chess tournament?
In the middle of the tournament.
In the middle of the tournament?
Yeah.
Well,
So he
I mean,
needs to change
still
the
good
yeah,
stuff.
people are
changing of the guard. I just thought it was a funny story.
I'm going to try to see if my opponent
Okay,
playing
thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, Paul.
okay, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm back here alone. That's fine. Let's go through these games. This game here. Let's look at it just a little bit more here. And in this position, Black did not take the exchange. Black played. Bishop takes f5, attacking the knight. The knight went back to g3. You know, it's possible maybe to support the knight by playing bishop d3. I don't know. Let's see. Knight g3, attacking the bishop, and Black brings his other piece into the game. Okay, so if I was white, I think I might take that bishop at f5, which is, you know, that looks to me like I would probably not think too hard about that. And then maybe try to follow up with queen g4. Problem is your rook at a1 is hanging, so you're going to have to spend a minute looking after that. Black will double on the f file. Let's see. Let's go to the next. Let's skip to Adrian Kondakov versus Ashik Uzaman. Did Adrian bust out some GM prep on Ashik? Well, how would I know? I'm not a grandmaster, but let's see what happened. Let's see. It's okay. So we have a Sicilian, and they've played some quick moves here. A sort of a Nadorf dragon hybrid. The players must have been playing this very quickly. And a dragon dwarf. Yeah, that's what this is, a dragon dwarf. Takes some guts to play open Sicilians against a well-prepped kid. And we're talking about Adrian Kondakov. And we're in this position now. Well, I mean, is white going to have 3 passed pawns on the queen side? That would be, Black would not like that. On the other hand, there's some tension and things happening in the center. Yeah, white's queening already. That's a long way from queening, but still, that's a lot of pawns on the queen side. I don't know, unless Black's got something up his sleeve. I mean, let's see, d4, bishop g5, or bishop h6, and then take on a5. Yuck. That doesn't look like the right way to play. And d takes e4, just is going to run into queen d8, rook d8, then bishop g5, followed by ba5, or ba5 right away. Yeah. Sorry, that's my superficial analysis. I'm probably overlooking my favorite move, pawn takes queen mate. If you see it, you get a banana. Okay, let's go to the next game. And that's Christian Jensen versus Russell Wong. What's that?
Have Abel.
Oh, Abel is no longer here.
We just have to be cautious that the door stays closed because they say here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of shouting. All right. I don't know how to police that. I'm gonna click off Abel. Ta-da-da. And then transition. Okay. There we go. Abel's not sitting here, so I took his name off. This is one of the low-tech sort of jobs here that I have commenting on this game. Okay, so this is Jensen, who's a strong A player, and he's playing Russell Wong down on board 9. And let's run through the opening, which I won't know anything about, kind of quickly. And we have a kind of a queen's gambit Black is doing fine here. Bishop h5, g4, bishop g6 looks fine. Probably bishop takes f3, knight takes f3, and knight e5 is fine too. White's, by keeping his king in the center, is, you know, risking something here, possibly, if he's not careful. I don't see a knockout blow for black yet, but, you know, when there's things like motifs like rook f3, rook e3 in the air, and so on and so forth, like to be cautious. But bishop takes f3 and knight e5, or bishop h5 and bishop g6. Nothing to worry about for black. And then finally on board 10, our board 10, we have Mangchulan Segmed, one of the top women players in the country, playing tonight versus Michael Askin, who is an expert, I think a strong expert. And so let's go back to the beginning here and run through this game quickly with my almost zero knowledge of the Slav. Sort of a typical position. Oh, okay, so here, I mean, white has, you know, white can go straight for a minority attack with b4, looks like as a possibility. JRC chess player says, great job, mechanics chess. Thank you. Thank you. We're doing our best. So, you know, this is a position where white could just start a minority attack straight up with b4, and that looks like a serious alternative to e4, which it looks like an attempt to take advantage of the fact that black has not castled yet. But is it going to work? Because so white has chosen a dynamic, a different kind of dynamic way to play this position rather than the minority attack. And so let's see, if black castles, then d5. So we're seeing, you know, an interesting thing going on here where,
You were right there.
and white radically prevents black from castling. I like this play by white. I like the whole fighting spirit and consistency of white's play here. Whether it's good or not, I mean, the fact is that black has not castled, and as long as that is a fact in this position, and white is doing what she can to stop it, I like the way that white is playing. Somebody asked if I got a haircut. Yes, I did. It looks sharp, they say. Thank you. And go Mugi. Yes. Well, I really like the way that white's playing this, and your chess players are often at this crossroads right here, folks. I want to show you. This is a teaching moment. You know, if there's two kinds of chess players here. One player would say, this is the position where I'm going to play the minority attack. I'm just going to go b4, a4, rook b1, and try and go for that. And there's other players that are going to say, this is my chance for a radical transformation of advantages and positions. I'm going to play e4, and I really admire this move. And the simple fact is, it probably wouldn't be that good of a move if black has already castled. But white is seizing the chance and harassing black while... and so black doesn't want to castle and allow d5, apparently. And again, which I think might have been the lesser of the two evils, because after knight b6, queen c5, and black is not going to get to castle in this game, which I think is, you know, black has the two bishops and so on and so forth, but white, I like the way white's played. Whether it works out or not, it wasn't the positionally correct thing to do, but it was a fighting decision.
It looks like those knights are pretty strong. And then you got the E and the C file.
Yeah, open lines. I mean, that's what White's doing. White wants to play probably knight e5 next. You know, Tall knew how to attack in positions like this very well. You know, Black has strategic advantages, but Black can't castle now, and White has to just keep hammering away and probably be prepared to sacrifice more things. Really, I mean, that's kind of how you have to play this.
Yeah, she's a fierce player too.
I like it. Okay. Mechanics Institute chess room director Abel's back with me, so I'm going to put his name back up here.
Now he knows how to do it.
I know how to do it, so there I am. Tell us about 2 weekends from now. There's some incredible chess happening here at the Mechanics Institute. Let's just talk about it for 5 minutes.
You know, it's kind of we got 4 days in a row of chess.
4 days.
And that's so it'll start on Thursday, May 2nd, with the Pro Chess League. So they'll be here. And
The Pro Chess League. I mean, the Pro Chess League.
the
right.
Pro Chess
Okay.
League, and so we're having our first ever Mechanics Club Rapid Championship, and it's presented by the Pro Chess League. They brought out Grandmaster John Ludwig Hammer.
John Ludwig Hammer is coming to the Mechanics Institute
Yeah.
to play some rapid chess. And
Yeah, it's just, you know, we're doing casual rapids on Thursday.
and you know what? Anybody can play.
Yeah, and we actually have a big lineup. We have Grandmasters Zviad Azoria, Conrad Holt, Carla Heredia is playing. A lot of IMs. Kostya Kavutsky is going to play. We have FMs everyone here knows. Josiah Stearman, Ezra Chambers playing. Our own Paul Whitehead is going to jump in there and play also. So that'll be exciting.
I'll throw my hat in the ring for a minute.
Yeah. And but the tournament's in 3 sections, so anybody can register for this event. We have an AB section also, and then we have an under 1600, and it's
Can you play up a section?
you can play up a section if you're within 200 points.
If you're within 200 points, okay.
And we're basing that on, you know, if you don't have a rapid rating, we're going to base it on what your USCF regular rating is. But this event is FIDE rapid rated, and then it'll be USCF action rated. So this does not affect your standard rating. It's just 5 rounds in
Show
one
up.
night. Yeah, game in 15 plus 2. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of action. The Pro Chess League's gonna be here doing commentary, yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. That's one day. That is
That's
on
just one day, okay.
And then so the next day, Friday
Friday the 3rd.
1 p.m.
Okay.
Grandmaster Eric Hansen is going to be here.
Chess Bra.
The Chess Bra, yeah, from the Montreal Chess Bras,
Okay.
Pro Chess League. Do a 20 board simul, afternoon chess with the Chess Bra. So that'll be.
At what time is that?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
on Saturday.
On Saturday, then on Friday.
On Friday, right? On
And
Friday.
on Saturday, we're gonna have the Powell Memorial. It's a 1-day game in 40. 5 rounds tournament here at the Mechanics, and then on Sunday, it all culminates in kind of what looks like the Mechanics, like, you know, big event. The Shutt Brandwine Jay Whitehead Memorial Blitz tournament, and you could tell us a little bit about, you know, what that's like.
Well, first of all, let's backtrack a second. I knew Charlie Powell. He was a Virginia State champion, like I think 150 times. I mean, he was
Lived a good
like
long
the
life.
strongest player ever to come out of Virginia, I think, and was a strong 2350 plus player. He passed away kind of at a young age, I think in his mid-50s. Came to the Bay Area to live for 10 years or more, and played some great chess and played chess around here a lot. So I remember Charlie Powell, and this is a memorial, the 19th memorial. That's just a regular USCF rated tournament. Okay, and then there's the Ray Shutt, Steve Brandywine, and Jay Whitehead Memorial Tournament. I did not know Ray Shutt. This tournament was started in his honor, and the names of Steve Brandywine and my brother were added afterwards. Who knows, maybe we'll add more names. I don't know. It seems to be that kind of tournament. But these were all very, very strong masters. Ray Shutt was as from what I know, was a strong master, strong senior master. Steve Brandywine is a legendary person in the world of chess, and I could devote a whole column or
I'm
thing
sure
to
you will.
him.
Yeah.
And he was my predecessor here, and a very good friend. And people in the chess world know of him. And then there was my brother, International Master Jay Whitehead, who's being also honored with this, and he was twice played in the U.S. Championship, won the U.S. Junior Open and closed, and was the only American player ever to finish ahead of Kasparov in a chess tournament. So if I'm blowing my brother's horn, it's deserved. It's deserved. He did some incredible stuff.
Even when I was a Scholastic player back in the mid '80s, I remember Jay Whitehead was he was like on the rye or like right on the top, to 2400, and he was playing the Lyra tournaments, and all of those.
So I forget you're from around here too, and have been around for a long time.
Back in the day, played back in the day.
Yeah.
Should have stayed back in the day.
Somebody's asking us a non-chess question, which, yeah. Well, do we look like those kind of guys? Is what I'm saying. Maybe we do, but unfortunately, the answer is no.
No, it's a common stereotype that and.
There's a lot of money to be made.
Chess.
There's a lot of money to be made in chess. Yeah, that's
we haven't figured out how to convert that skill into other areas yet.
Right. So we're just socking it away, and.
Well, we appreciate the questions.
Yeah, great question. I'll continue. So what an incredible weekend of, have we finished with the weekend of chess? No. Oh yeah, so the big Blitz tournament, the Ray Shutt, and what are the details? It starts at 1 also on Sunday.
And from what I understand, traditionally people just show up, pay the entry fee, and we have a guaranteed $1,000 prize pool.
Yeah, it's
could be more.
Yeah, in the past we've had Sam Shanklin, Conrad Holt, Daniel Naroditsky, and slews of strong international masters playing, and so on and so forth. Chessman 102 wants to go back to the games, and so does Starry. So, I guess
we're digressing.
Yeah, we're
too
digressing.
Much.
Okay, let's come on. We're gonna be here all night, folks.
All right, Kondakov.
All right, so let's keep going. Let's go back up to board 1. No need. Board 1 was won by Diaz on forfeit over Stearman. Board 2, we can only show up to a certain point, and the DG boards have failed. We don't have much to report.
That's the only game where it's frozen. All the other ones are.
It's a frozen chess game, folks. What can I say? You've heard it here first. Somebody said they ran into GM Adrian last weekend. Is Adrian a GM already? Okay, so here we have another Chambers. Again, I really like this kind of play where you are just not letting the guy castle. And, I'm going to blame that move H6 on the third move. I don't care what happens in this game. I'm never going to like that move.
Bishop E7. G3.
And the only person that can argue with me is Grandmaster Carlson. But where is he? He's not here. Show up, Magnus.
I actually think he's a little busy this week. He's a little busy.
He's playing in Grinke. He's always got some excuse not to show up at the country's oldest chess club, the place that's Capablanca and Fischer and Spassky and Tall and Petrosian and et cetera, and Donaldson and all the greats that have been here. Except for Carlson and Kramnik and all the world champions after Karpov, because Karpov was here too. So let's see. The next game
I mean, I could have done.
is Winslow versus, and this is a complicated. This game has not progressed at all beyond Rook G1. Very complicated position. Both players are on the attack.
So it's been like this.
It's been like this for well,
Yeah.
Rook G1 was just played. Let's go to Carla Heredia versus Jason Childress. And this is another game going for a kingside attack. I like it. I like it when
Reaction.
yeah. White's prepared for knight G7, it looks like, or something like that. You know, busting up in the
You got that
position.
bishop here.
Yeah. Something tells me that Black's position is kind of okay, should be okay.
I see that progresses.
Queen C7.
Can we scroll up there and see what people have been saying?
No, couldn't do that because
Is there maybe a page up?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I heard earlier today, actually two things to report from the Reno. Brian Doyle from Berkeley Chess School, I guess he tied for first in the expert section.
Wow,
At
and that
Reno.
guy is a master chess player, but somehow he masquerades sometimes as an expert, and he's the most like he's always like, oh, I'm gonna play that well, or da 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 da. But the guy can play like a 2450 player if he just decides that he's going to be that 2450 player. So I have a lot of respect for Brian Doyle. I don't know why he's toiling down in the expert section when he's in my mind, is a master chess player.
And I actually also just heard our player playing Kalen Melville, he tied for first in the A section.
Wow, and not only that, but Kalen had a great tournament where he finished clear second to International Master Persona Rayo in the Koenig.
In the weekend event.
In the weekend Koenig event. So we have a couple of local players that I think are starting to, these are horses that are starting to make their move. And it's really great to see.
And they're building the skills where?
At the
Right
Mechanics
here at the
Institute
Mechanics
Chess Club.
Institute.
Yeah, you can come down here and we are going to entertain you and throw strong chess players at you and mix it up.
So we are catering right now to one of our loyal followers who was very interested in the Adrian Kondakov Ashik Uzaman game, and this is where we're at.
Okay, so Ashik is down a pawn, and White has 3 passed pawns on the queen side. But Black has made some progress in trying to somehow blockade these pawns. And White has not yet delivered a knockout blow. So
This game has actually progressed fast because I know Black showed up a little bit late, and we're this far.
somebody says those are fighting words, but I've lost the thread here.
We got a lot of commentary on Reno, I think, here.
What's that?
I think they're talking about how the kids from the South Bay may not have performed to expectations in Reno, is what I'm guessing this is all about.
Okay. Well, one thing's for sure, you can show up at the Mechanics Institute, east side, west side, north side, south side, and then there's the Mechanics Institute. So, come here and we'll school you.
There's the Mechanics Institute, and then there's everywhere else.
Yeah, well, I'm biased. I learned how to play. I grew into a chess player here, and it's always been something.
I'm gonna go back inside and
Okay.
check out the games, make sure everything's
I'll
good.
learn how to click off your
Yep.
name. Okay, thanks, Abel. So let's go back. Let's go back quickly to the game here. A3. So White's trying to play B4. A3's a little slow. So on the other hand, maybe White is giving Black some room to make a mistake. or maybe
Queen takes pawn. Queen here.
Elliot Winslow missed Paul's recommendation.
That's a mistake right
Yeah, well, he wasn't
Queen is
supposed.
there.
He's not supposed to hear it.
No,
But okay,
I
we'll
missed a
spring
little
back to
bit.
that.
And it's like
This
that,
game
okay.
hasn't. Okay, so let's go
like
back
that.
up
So I
to
have to take
board
the,
3.
and I did- he did.
Chambers
Right.
having
Yeah, like
now
that. And like this.
stopped black from castling
And it
is
was a check in
has to
here, he did.
regroup and has
So-
to has to
So I came up here.
develop the queen side. So having said this is a lot of
This
warfare
Like that.
going
Came
on
this
here.
way.
Black has to be careful not to get whacked out by knocked out by a quick blow here. His king still being insecure. Okay, so let's
Bishop.
move on to
Bishop F1.
Winslow Griffith.
Bishop F1. Rook.
No, we lost the link to board 2. Yeah, that's all there is to it. We
Pawn
sorry about
A4. I
that.
want to get the pawn, and I want to move that. Come here.
Uh,
Pawn A4. Knight to B4.
let's see. So,
Okay.
Elliot's feeding pieces over to the king side.
Knight takes bishop.
But
Pawn to A5.
maybe I would have tried knight takes. This is very, very sharp game. I mean, it's just crazy sharp. Black has bishop.
Rook to B1.
Whew. That's hard to say
Yeah,
what's
I knew-
going
I
on
knew
here.
it
I
was
don't
gonna
have
be a
computer
I
analysis.
knew it was gonna be a moment.
Both players are in peril. Maybe white wants to play knight d4 or bishop d4 or he's not worried about bishop takes rook, that's for sure. Knight h5 is a possibility. Knight f3 protects queen takes against queen takes h4.
Pawn.
Very, 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 very up in the air
Correct.
position here.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next game, which is Heredia Childress,
Let me play this one out here.
and that's a move that it just looks horrible. On the other hand, if black can play e5 quickly, I don't know.
This is pin, right?
f5 is getting a little bit paranoid, maybe.
King H6.
We have this position. It seems to me that black can maybe play,
Rook to A2.
I mean, even knight f6. Or does that run into knight g7, king
Rook
g7,
C1.
and so knight f6.
Rook C1.
I mean, I guess possible is knight f6, bishop f6, knight e4.
Rook K.
White's feeding pieces over to the king side. Yeah? Yeah, we lost board 2. 9, that's okay. It happens. Going down to Askin Sodakova. This game is developing slowly, typical King's Indian type of position. National, strong expert David Askin versus women's FIDE master Natalia Sodakova. Strong player. She's been a match. She goes in wavers between 21.99 and 22.01, like Brian Doyle. Okay, I lost my chessboard. I'm gonna go back to.
Take here, right? I thought
Hold on a second, folks.
Pretty good at.
I learned how to do that. Okay, good. So, and black decides to open it up. All right. Now we have Sosakovian versus. Can you guys just keep it down a little tiny bit? That's okay. That's all right. We have the club behind us. I'm in the Skittles room. I have to shout to make myself heard. Let's see. This is Sosakovian versus Alexander Ivanov. Sos is attacking, and this is very dangerous looking position for both sides. I haven't followed this game, but it looks to me like a very uncompromising kind of position. Right at the moment, Black seems to have his entry points covered, but G5 is maybe threatened here by White, and followed by, hopefully Rook F6 and Rook F1, but who knows? Who knows? Okay. Let's go look at the opening. Somebody said to look at the opening. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And this is another French defense. It's like the opening.
King H7. Rook takes knight.
Okay, and we have this. This is kind of an old. Again, this.
Now, what's your? How would you? 1, 2.
Bishop D6, and that invites knight F5.
You did there? You did there? I went back.
And I don't know the theory here either.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That check.
Knight G7. Let's look at this position, folks. It kind of makes sense. I mean, knight H6, or not knight H6. Knight G7. Okay, let's see it. That busts open the Rook D8 attacking the queen first. I guess if King G7, maybe Bishop G5, maybe G3 is possible. And Black can't take twice on G3, can only take once. Rook D8 attacks the queen. Queen F3 attacks the knight. King G7. Bishop H6. Forces King G6.
This was the win or lose aspect of the game right here. Now, you said go back. I went back.
Okay, why C3? I'm not sure. Is that to prevent Rook D4? Oh, it's to play Bishop C2 check and to prevent Rook D4 and Rook H4. Wow, this is crazy.
So I came here.
Is this like the Hosea Stearman game? I think we're looking at the Hosea Stearman game from last week. I mean, from round 5. I'm willing to. Let's look at that very quickly. Stearman's opening from. Oh no. From round 4. Stearman Ivanov, the same Black player. Let's just run through this really quickly, and because this is the same opening, folks. Are we getting the last word in theory? This has got to be theory, folks. All right, so knight h5 was played in Ivanov, bishop e3. They were saying bishop. I think it's correct to play bishop c1, believe it or not, and that's so as to play bishop e6 if Black plays f5. So this game went f5 and White couldn't play bishop e6, and we got really hairy and crazy. And who knows what should happen. Let's go to round 6 of our game and go back to Ivanov's game, and we have the same position. This time, bishop c1 is played. Wow. Okay. So bishop c1 is, I think, the correct move. And now bishop f4. It seems to me this Black is totally skating on thin ice here.
That's my thinking.
G4, and doesn't that win a piece? Knight G3, FG3, Bishop C1. I see. Now, right.
C6, pawn B3, rook C7 check.
No, I don't get out.
Oh, yeah,
yes, you do.
Alright, check.
Whoa.
I checked it.
So, but
I would never get involved in a theoretical thing like this. It's just crazy. Okay, so white can play rook f2 here and guard the second rank. White has, somehow black is getting away with murder here, I think, and I'm not sure how. We'll have to go back. Maybe I'll even look that up. I never look stuff up like that, but maybe I'll make an exception in this since it's occurred in 2 of Ivanov's games. All right, here's Konnikov Uzuman, and let's see what's going on with this game.
I checked it. I think you get too much.
Are we still stuck on this position with Adrian to thinking? It could very well be.
Well, we're going to take this.
No, because rook here.
C6.
Pawn. Picks up your rook. B3.
Oh, that's one.
C7.
This is not so easy. I mean, white looks like on the verge of winning. He's a pawn up. And, even though black has a nice little temporary blockade, the knights are actually sort of paralyzed. I think that white is probably on the verge of something. If he avoiding some tricks, perhaps on black's part, it could very well be on the verge of winning this. We're getting some information here. Chess24 shows all 10 games. Chess Bomb shows only the top 5. That's interesting. I thought we were all of our games were on Chess Bomb or top 10, but I guess not. All right, I'm gonna keep moving here. Christian Jensen versus Russell Wong, and still white is playing with fire in that his queen has moved like for the 4th time, and he still has not castled. I tend to be wary of that, but black needs to do something to take advantage of that, and I'm not sure that that it's there, but I wish it to be so. So, some crazy tall sacrifice like knight f2 or knight g3 or something. Probably not going to work here, but that's how my brain thinks. White's been getting away with a little too much, but still not proven yet. Well, we're getting some technical support from Chessman too, so giving out some websites where we can be seen. Live chess, livechesscloud.com. Very cool. We are, this is club chess. It's, we are trying something new. We're broadcasting. This is not Grenke we're commenting on. This is not the World Championship. This is not my blitz game with some FIDE master or grandmaster. This is club chess. It's back here. You can hear our players analyzing their games that they've played this evening, or just playing skills chess. We are commenting on games. We've had grandmasters sitting here and giving their opinions about their games that they have just finished. We have experts and A players that are seeing their games analyzed on live chess. It's kind of exciting to be a chess club and doing this. Chessman102 says, I played Ezra yesterday. So I'm not sure who Chessman102 is. I keep forgetting. And this, look at what Russell Wong played, knight g3. I mean, that is exactly what I'm talking about.
I moved this prematurely. I should have.
I'm not really so much concerned about whether that works or not. I just love the spirit in which that move was played.
Right.
It's like
Okay.
Black's saying,
But
I've had enough. You can't get away with this.
So,
You've not castled. It's now the, you know, 17th, 18th move. I'm gonna try something. All right, we're gonna come back to this. I think White should play pawn takes knight. I failed to see a knockout blow for Black, but that's neither here nor there. Back to Mugi versus Sigmund Schulin, one of the top women players in the country, is playing strong expert Michael Askin, whose brother David Askin is playing also on board 6, who's also a strong expert. This is a brother team.
Okay, that's it. Well, I came here, right? I came here. He does that.
Oh, now Chessman 102 says he beat Ezra
Correct.
Chambers, FIDE Master Ezra Chambers in a 3-minute game
So what
yesterday.
happens here? What happens here? Do I check him again? Do I push the button?
Okay, yeah.
It's interesting.
I love the one-upmanship. I mean, I'm still, you know, involved in that somehow. White's threatening knight c5, and you know, I like that a3 move and the queen back and the knight c5 idea. Black is playing with fire here by not castling, and that's all I'm going to say. By the way, I'm a fan of castling early. Yeah, I was raised on those Paul Morphy games. You know.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone
Let's
in right
see.
away, but I touched this.
Let's go back to board
This is what I did.
3.
When he came back,
Chambers
back
versus
here,
Shaw.
I went like this here.
So White's taking a very principled approach. He's still trying to take advantage of the fact that Black, you know, trying to gain some space. Black's not castled. Black is trying to play king g7 and somehow finish his development. And that's what's going on here.
What then?
So this what happened?
No, it's not what happened.
Okay, alright, okay, what happened?
Okay.
Somebody says, or just disagreeing with me, castling is a passive move and should be delayed as long as possible.
Because I think
I agree with that too.
So I came,
I'm a situational player. I'll play what I think is the right move at the right time. However,
I came here.
what happens is that even strong players ignore general principles often. I think that the stronger the player, the less likely they are to consistently to be caught ignoring a general sort of principle in chess. And I mean that in a very broad sense. Rapid development is what I'm really talking about here, not just castling. And rapid development is something that... Hey Jerry, can you keep it down just a little bit, you know, so not both of us shouting.
So, anyway, so.
Now we can start raising the volume slowly, more slowly. This is life in a chess club, folks. You know. Okay, so I'm talking about rapid development.
Check.
Still undecided. Winslow Griffith, and let's see what's happened here. Somebody back in the day said that there was a blunder by Elliott. Let's see what that might have been. Knight f3, bishop c3 check, king f1. Oh no!
Oh, good move.
Yeah.
Bishop.
It's something like that.
This could be the double exchange, folks.
That's okay.
It's hilarious how Black has two. And now knight b3.
But that's okay.
So if queen b3, bishop a1, and White simply lost an exchange and not gotten that dangerous black bishop. So let's see how Elliott dealt with this rook b1.
No, he here.
So my guess is Kyron's going to play a4.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna get, okay.
I mean,
And you went here,
somehow it looks like
right?
This is my right, it's my right.
Elliott's made a
my right,
mistake
yeah.
here.
This is my
I
right,
mean,
yeah.
the bishop
Okay.
is hanging
Okay,
at,
okay.
the rook is hanging at
So
G2.
the rook
Um,
B5. Rook B5.
This is just,
Rook C4.
and I don't see that white has anything super positive going. You know, if black plays A4 here, you know, where is the beef? He can take that
Rook C4.
that rook at G2
King D7.
at his leisure.
He stays
The
back this way.
important thing I think is that he hasn't lost that bishop at the dark square bishop. Of course, white can play bishop h6, and that'll open up the g5 square. But is that enough? Is that enough for losing the exchange at
King
g2?
D7.
That's
Rook to C1.
Ah, okay.
It's kinda like what you
I don't like
said,
this for
right?
white. I think this has gone south for
Well, I
white.
think you should have
Let's
been a bit
go
earlier.
on to board
So I go rook C1.
5 with Carla Heredia versus Jason Childress. Rook, we saw this F5 move that I kind of frowned on.
Right?
Oh.
Bishop
I'll go like
F4.
that. So I come here, I check. You still got, come there.
Okay. Developing.
All I do is-
Queen E8.
So you think that's.
Rook
you think
E1.
that's good?
Rapid development.
Okay,
You
so let's say-
cannot. I'm gonna just pound everybody over the head with that. I like it. I like it. I like the white's game here. This is looking good.
I played the wrong game. I can't hear, I can't hear, like I said, you're saying.
I think the times are probably accurate that you're seeing. Somebody's asked if somebody only has 10 minutes. That's very possible. We have a typical very typical kind of King's Indian position. Interestingly, white's tried to break through on the B file rather than the C file, and that's maybe part of the something unusual about this game. I like the fact that black has gained the D4 square for her knights. This is a very dynamic position. All three results are possible, as they say. Let's see. Somebody is.
Come back here first, okay? All right.
Oh, somebody's saying I should watch this after the broadcast. Okay, what is that? What is that link? Because I'm not sure I'll be able to access this. Can I?
Well, I'm gonna come here,
Um,
on here, and then I'm gonna try to meet you.
I'm not sure what video that
That's it, well,
is
you make the move.
on YouTube.
We'll push here?
Oh.
Steri.
Oh.
Um,
I was going to stay here. It's a different variation.
You know how to.
We're on YouTube. Okay, that's it. I'm going back here
Look at it.
to this game.
So you may just make two moves, right?
So black is preventing G5 because of Queen G5, simple Queen G5.
So you wanna go here?
Okay.
Black might decide to play Queen G5 himself. If I was white, I'd be interested in opposing that bishop at C6 right now, maybe with bishop E4. Looks about right to me and appropriate in this position. In fact, I'm almost going to go on record here as saying it's the only move. If black is allowed to sort of double and maybe play Queen G5, if black can play Queen G5 and white cannot exchange those dark square bishops, it's going to be trouble. It could be trouble for white. You have to be careful not to drift into a difficult position here. Every move is critical.
Let me show what I did first, okay?
Chessman says you are a YouTube star, Paul. You're famous. And that you're famous. Right? Not you are famous, but you're famous. That's very funny.
He got up there, right?
I mean, I've looked at. I don't want to be famous. I just want to be the club commentator. I am not a grandmaster. I can make intelligent commentary about chess. We're going to see exactly how
Here.
far that takes me. let's see. Okay, so this game, if I was white, I'd be interested in playing bishop e4 very quickly. Of course, black could have queen e5. Just trying to point out all the little cheap things. That's going to be my goal. All right, Adrian, again, okay, so this game has progressed to this point. Now, white played bishop h6, chasing the black rook to c8. You know, it's very possible that there are more roads that lead to Rome. I think white should just be trying to trade all the pieces here. You know, that's got to be white's goal. Does black have a possibility of some cheapo with knight b6 at some point? Maybe. Has to be a little careful here. White has to be a little careful. It's not over yet. It's always in tactical situations. You know, the young player. Well, Adrian is the young player here, so I expect tactics and position to work in his favor here, but we'll see. It's still tricky. Okay, Elliot, Chessman 102 says Elliot is still in the game. We're going to get to that. I'm going to keep moving here. Knight g3 was played, and white is still thinking. Okay, that's worth, knight g3 is worth its weight in gold already, if white's still thinking. And now black, after queen c2, black brings his rook into play with rook e8. So, white still got some work to do. Knight c5, b4. These are moves that appeal to me. Rook e1, getting the rook to the e file. You know, white has pressure. Black has to be careful. I think white's going to have to throw in knight c5 and knight e5 at some point. Black is going to play bishop g4, and the knight is going to have to move. So maybe knight c5, bishop g4, knight e5, and pitch a pawn or something like that to keep the lines open. All right, that's my let's see. We're just going to keep rolling along here. Back to board 3. This is this game. Okay, still black has not connected his rooks or developed the bishop at d7. As long as that is what is going on, I'm going to call it for white. I mean, although, you know, black can play a6 and b5 and bishop, black has got to find a way to get that bishop out from c8. You know, I'm just going to say white's winning unless black can get that bishop out. It's just, you know, develop your piece, get your pieces out. Elliot is playing, and we're still in this position after rook b1, a4, which I'm thinking is, you know, it's tough for white here. It's just tough for white. White's gone wrong somewhere. We can go back a little bit. Well, I want to go back a little bit just to see where. Right here, folks. Okay, maybe rook g1. Okay, king h8, knight f3. If that doesn't work, then knight f3 is a blunder, and white should probably play, as I originally suggested, knight takes f5. I mean, with that bishop off the board, you're solving a lot of problems. Knight f3 looks like a miscalculation. After bishop c3 check,
Every other move is checkmate.
I'm supposing that bishop d2 is no good, or is just inadequate. Maybe knight d3 check. Oh, looks like black is coming in some way. But then this happens, and white's just losing the exchange and doesn't seem to have enough, in my humble opinion. Okay, it's still a lot of work to go. Lot of chess to come in that game. too. Elliot's a player that also, wow, okay, this game is really, you know, and again, I think, let's just look at this quickly. Black plays G5, okay? You know, this is, to my mind, this is exactly, this is just completely wrong for Black to do this. I mean, this is, you know, this cannot work.
It's not gonna stop.
Black is coming under a very strong attack,
At this point, it was like this.
no matter which way you slice it.
Like
This
this.
is, again,
What can I do now?
the theme, again and again and again here, and the stuff you're not seeing at Grenke, by the way, folks. What's the difference between the Mechanics Marathon and Grenke? You're seeing players fall behind in developments here that you're not, that you just won't see in the games of the top players who seem to be able to find their way into safety kind of early. And they're not succumbing to rapid attacks like this. I mean, Black can win a piece here with G takes F4, but I mean, how long is Rook White's going to play Queen F4 and the other Rook comes over to G3 or Rook G, you know, or E3 and do you know?
No.
Not fun position to play for Black.
I saw that chick.
All right, David Askin versus
Hold on,
Natalia
wait a minute,
Sodakova. And again, we have this kind of
Wait a minute.
position.
Black move.
Could go either way.
Black move.
White looks like he's making some progress on the
I
queen
think
side,
Black
but
is like this
there's
here.
nothing that says that White has, you know, a winning move here.
Like that.
You know, White looks like developing a little bit of pressure, but
Did I
it's not
stop? Did I
over
stop?
at all.
Let me ask you a question.
Lots of moves for Black here. Rook
Let me ask you a
A8,
question. Can I stop these
you know,
calls?
can always, you know, play, throw in knight d4 if you have to, or bishop d7, you know, with the idea of taking a knight d4. There are ideas here for both players. Okay, we're on to this game, and yeah,
That also blocks off. That's also blocked off things.
okay.
At one point, this was a reality, right?
Black will play rook d8 here, and then rook 8 d8, and then what's White going to play?
White did.
Is White going to play? I mean, White can't play Queen F7 check, almost. Rook d8, Queen F7 check doesn't quite work. Yes. All right. Neither player wants to exchange queens probably in this position. Black doesn't want to trade because it'll straighten White's pawns up, and if White trades, the H file's open. White needed to try to oppose this bishop, slowly coming under a little bit of pressure after rook a d8. Let's see here.
Can you get that in?
Adrian versus Ashik Uzaman. We're still here at rook. So Adrian's taking his time here. Maybe hasn't found anything. These positions are difficult. Okay, double the rooks.
How about this again?
This also enables the black knight at d7 to move. And I hate to get desperate, but knight b6 is something that I'd be looking at. Okay.
What?
Actually, this is very principled and well played. I think possibly very well played by Adrian. Let's exchange some pieces. That's what White needs to try to do. Knight e4 doesn't work. I don't think Queen d7. I mean, knight e4, rook c8, and then Queen d7. Okay. So knight e4 doesn't work. And black is on the edge of a precipice here, and has been for a while. The more pieces get exchanged, the more difficult it's going to be. And white is also combining back rank threats as well. You know, It's going to take a bit of a miracle for black to well, black exchanges. Okay.
Even
So-
even with this pawn here, even had it like even if I let the pawn go this.
White can try taking with the queen. It's tricky. It's still tricky. I'm not, white is for choice, but it's a very tricky position.
I don't know.
Okay, so even let's take this here. You get out of this here.
Okay. Hey, you guys have you finished your game?
Yeah, we did.
And what happened? It was a draw. Would you both like to sit down here?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe you can sit. Ezra, you can sit maybe where I am.
Okay.
And I'm going to click off my name if I can, and see if I can find as.
I know about this H6 move. I prepared it with black ones. Yeah. But I know the trick is E5, and then they go G5.
Yeah, that's what I was on that one.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna.
What?
I didn't want to face her really.
I'm gonna try to do something tricky here. Ezra Chambers.
Can I still salvage the position? I don't know.
Whoops. Yikes. Hey, I don't want to get too tricky here. Okay, Ezra Chambers, and
And he got it.
I'm gonna try to find the other guy.
You're the other guy.
Who will remain nameless.
Tenzing Shaw. He should be up here. Tenzing Shaw.
Ninja.
There he is.
This is tough.
Oh no, they went on top of each other. Okay, well then I'm just gonna leave Ezra Chambers in there.
Okay.
Sorry, folks.
You can put it to his if you want.
Okay, Ezra, you come sit over here. Yeah. We have Ezra Chambers and Tenzing Shaw. They're gonna explain their game. Folks, come sit down. Come sit down right now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So where's the thing for the game?
All right. Just click up here, and we're gonna. I'm sorry. It's right.
You don't see the mate?
And all we can do is look at the game, and you guys can talk about the variations. As you know, we don't have a analysis. Move in a little closer, Tenzing, so you can see yourself. Tenzing Chambers and Tenzing Chambers, Ezra Chambers and Tenzing Shaw analyzing their game.
Okay.
It's got the mouse and the back and forth. That's all.
Yeah, you can move it down.
Thanks, guys.
So we played this like 3 times. I played knight c3 once, knight d2 twice. I guess this is the second time.
Yeah, and last time I played bishop e7 here, and white played e5, and I didn't want to see that again. So I played h6, which I've never played before, but I think it's an interesting
I
idea.
prepared it with black ones, so I knew a little bit about it. I knew like e5 black is what black wants.
Yeah,
Maybe e5 here is interesting. I wasn't sure.
yeah. I think e5 here is rare but playable.
Well, I mean, if it's a move after bishop e7, how could it not be a move after h6? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's
Maybe. I don't know.
yeah. So bishop d3, c5, and then this is kind of a point where white needs to make a choice, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I was also considering, by the way, instead of
Continue to check. Okay. So let's say
wait, 1 second. Instead of knight, yeah, here d takes e5. I was considering.
I think that's playable also.
Yeah, but it's not much. I don't think.
Yeah. So white
Yeah.
could play e5 and go back to the main
line.
lines.
I think I was considering either queen d or ed. I think ed. Is
Yeah, I think knight takes d5 may not be the best.
Yeah, I
way.
don't think it's a good move.
Yeah. I kind of knew that, but I hadn't looked at this much, and
I thought you
wasn't
were gonna
thinking.
play CD before.
I think I missed one.
yeah.
CD knight d bishop e7, and then like knight e4 castle.
So you go that direction?
Yeah.
You're playing master
Check
amateur.
there.
Why is not knight d5 not the best move? Explain
So
to
you say,
someone who's
see
not.
right here, Tony?
It just seems like it's a little bit awkward for black.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say
I
it.
got a better idea. How about this? I don't even have to take
It's
that,
gonna get
right?
kicked around. Like the knight doesn't belong on d5.
How about
I
this
don't
move
think.
here?
Like I don't know. What do you
I
think?
wasn't sure, honestly.
I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
just
it
so
takes-
atypical. I mean,
Of course, e takes d5 must be playable.
yeah, that's like the most common.
Okay.
So it's intuition.
Yeah, but also like maybe it's okay, but I don't know. It seemed weird to me.
Yeah.
Like white just
I
gets
think
so
that's probably
quick
true.
play in like the center. Like he puts his knights in the center and like if CD4, knight D4, and then knight E4 next, queen can come out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking was gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone knight d7. I was thinking of that.
Really? But nah, that looks too slow.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Knight E4 there. I don't know. I would only consider CD4. Yeah. So here D takes E5 is another option, but I think this is better. Knight
I think the way you played was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this probably is natural now. And here I was looking at an interesting
Bishop
variation.
B5 and 96?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was considering it.
Yeah.
I
So
was
bishop
considering-
e5, bishop d7,
96,
96, f6, queen h5, king f8.
Oh, I thought King E7 was better.
Oh, I wasn't sure. So I was looking at king f8, and then
Bishop
take
B7.
and c4.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was thinking like
Queen
queen
F7.
f7. Yeah.
Okay, and then okay,
You're
yeah.
here?
I can go Queen E5, right? To avoid change the queens. But then Queen F6.
Yeah, queen f6. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I thought maybe
And then
I'm
you're
somehow
even better.
surviving there. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah. So it's a very interesting.
I
line,
thought it was
but-
got too simplified. Like if I trade queens, like I don't think I'm at all better. Probably you're even better because your king
Yeah.
runs
So I
in
have
and
to
you have a
go
fast
first
pawn.
check.
But I think the way you played is very interesting.
Yeah, I thought knight
Strong.
B3 is just an advantage I thought, and bishop B5 and 96 is
I
not
have to
really.
eat. It's on a siege. I want to get the
Sure.
checkmate first.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if after
Right.
knight b3,
And this is the queen. Oh, very good.
so
Knight B3,
here,
what do you want to do? You play bishop B6.
I was also for you. I was also looking at
I mean, you played
c3
bishop
here
C7,
for you,
okay.
but
You take on D4 and
I thought,
castle.
but yeah, I thought if I took on d4, you would play bishop b5.
Oh. But even bishop
and that's like
B7?
maybe a slight advantage in
Yeah,
the game
like,
or something.
I don't know. I think knight B2. Okay, Queen G4 by the way,
Okay,
castle.
Louis, my move? Why?
In which position? Here.
Here, Queen G4 castles, bishop H6, bishop D4.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
so like, then Queen G4 is just not good.
What are you gonna
Right.
do? You gonna check?
So
Really? Adrian is FM elect?
You check.
He's almost 2,300 feet, or what?
oh,
That's what it says on the chat.
okay.
I don't know. Scary.
So knight b3,
Bishop, I was gonna, yeah.
bishop b6. Yeah, I don't know.
But then Queen G4, like,
I got maybe one.
still.
You gotta prevent that.
Then maybe I can try queen f6.
But then Bishop
You got
B5.
nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
But like King F8, I don't know. I thought
It's
it was
not
just terrible for black,
100%
but, like,
clear, but
I don't know. You have this
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
kind of
G6,
cringing.
G7.
yeah,
I thought like it was never idea in Taraj, only idea in.
yeah. I kind of knew something bad would happen to me here. I don't know what to do except bishop f6, but
Yeah.
maybe I should just play king f8 immediately or something.
I think they include. Well, I don't know.
I strongly came down on h6 on the third move.
Yeah, it's a Nigel Shore variation.
It's a pretty interesting
invented
idea.
by Nigel Shore.
I think I just
It's the most
I just
ambitious,
played
I
wrong
think.
later. Yeah,
I prepared a black once.
That's interesting. Okay, good.
yeah. So
Yeah, I think 95.
But I picked all your problems.
Look, see how you're a tempo behind every.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not good.
you can never castle.
You never quite catch up, and I thought,
Yeah.
no, that must be because of
Yeah, I knew you were
Could be
gonna.
wrong.
I don't know. I think they have a big advantage.
I knew you were gonna play rook d1.
Yeah, I mean, what else? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, you know, yeah, you can guess my moves now.
Right. Well, it was easy to see all of your moves. Well, this I
I'm becoming
didn't
more
necessarily expect, but
Yeah, no, that
I don't
was just
think
a
it's a
bad
bad
move.
move.
Now, this game ended in a draw, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Queen E2 is a bad move. I think either queen e4 or c4.
I was still looking at c4. I
And
thought
then
you
knight
would play
b6,
c4.
right?
Yeah, I mean,
And then what
it's
do
not
we do?
clear maybe. Well, what if knight e7 after c4? My only idea is like I always have e5 if you play bishop f4.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
wait a minute, C4, knight E7.
I thought knight
Let's try to
B6.
deflect that queen. Queen G3. Good, so
Oh,
we can play
oh,
maybe
rook
I can-
that's a
D8
good. That's a
main.
very good, nice
Try to
move.
play rook D8 main.
Wow, queen g3,
Oh.
and then so maybe e5.
That's pretty cool.
Queen g3.
Yeah, I
E5.
have
I
to
didn't
play
say
e5.
it worked.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
it is
queen
cool though, I
C3.
didn't even
Then what
ask
about
you.
queen C3?
With what idea?
E5, queen C3.
What's the idea? What's it?
You're trying to deflect the queen so you can play rook D8.
With the pawns on c4.
I mean, I think,
Oh.
I think I already.
Oh, I see. The pawn's on C4.
But that's very interesting. I did not see that.
This is another way to do it.
This is where I lost.
This is another way to try to deflect the queen.
Yeah. So
No, that's a nice move, queen g3 though.
Well,
No, I don't. I
it's a
was only
cheap,
considering knight b6. I wasn't considering knight e7.
Okay, okay.
so why did you think knight b6 was better then?
Well, like you're just gonna go g6, king g7 if I don't do anything, or bishop d7. And if I go c5, knight d5, and bishop c4, I think
Yeah.
sometimes you can sack it. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
sure.
probably right.
I'm not
Two
sure.
bishops.
Yeah, I like it wasn't clear. I don't know. Like maybe even b6 or something. I don't know.
I kind of like I thought about like things like that. But,
Cross c4 is better than why would I include queen e2? This is just like a terrible move.
That was a good idea.
Because g6 only move, but like
Yeah.
good move.
Now I'm here, so he came here.
yeah, so this is normal. Did you still think I would play?
Yeah, I actually yeah.
I was looking at it. Yeah. I
And then
thought
bishop e3, I think, king g7. It's not much for it, I don't think. But maybe
I thought you would go bishop c5 and bishop d6 or something.
you
Like
go
try to put your bishop on d6.
bishop c5, bishop e7.
Yeah, yeah. That I mean that's what
I
I
don't
was
know, I think
intending
you
to
can-
play, but
I don't know. Knight e7 is better than you go knight f5. Yeah, queen e2 is just ridiculous.
So he comes
yeah.
Yeah, here I think you might even be okay, because after bishop c5 there's a line.
Is this a lost game here, Tony?
So
After
king
this.
g7.
Okay, go back. Yeah.
Oh no, no, no.
Whoops. Okay.
King g7,
Yeah.
g4, and then b6.
So what would he do? Here?
Oh.
Because if knight h4, bishop d6, and that's at least a draw for white.
But but
Queen
I
e7.
mean, can I just play bishop e7 here?
Oh really? You were gonna play bishop e7?
I was thinking about it. I
I
wasn't sure,
Okay, come
but
back here.
like,
I come back here.
I thought it might be
I mean,
like
you
not
can, but,
terrible.
like-
I don't know.
I think I'm better there, probably. Like a take on e7. Queen e7,
Yeah, you take,
c5.
and then I wasn't sure which way to take that.
If queen e7, c5, knight e7,
I mean, if he
maybe you
goes
can double
c5.
rooks or something, like rook d2.
Okay, no, check, I'm sorry. Alright,
I was thinking just king g7 here,
okay.
and then if I go g4, you go b6,
That's interesting.
Okay.
and then if I move the bishop, knight h4, and then something to
You come here,
b7.
right,
Yeah,
right?
I was actually looking at another idea too, which is king g7, g4, bishop e7.
You come here.
Bishop where?
Bishop e7.
Oh, e7.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
take him off.
And I wasn't sure what was going on after g takes f5.
I'm gonna push some, push
No, I think I'm
Bishop's
better
f5.
there, right? Takes f5, takes
Quite possibly.
takes g6, takes g6.
I didn't know what that position was, honestly.
I think I'm better because I'm like it's hard for you to. But you have bishop d6, bishop. No, you don't. It's like you have a
It's
lot.
hard to develop.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a lot of time. Maybe I can go something like b4. Because if queen takes queen e5,
Yeah.
then you have to go like queen c7. I don't know. I don't
So the line you were worried about was
king g7,
king
g4,
g7,
b6.
g4, b6. Okay, let's look. That's interesting.
And then I think gf5 is forced because otherwise you go knight h4 and then bishop b7 or queen b or queen b7 even.
So if you go,
You like that better?
If we go
Yeah,
gf5,
right.
bc5,
That's very
g6,
interesting, yeah.
like yeah.
if I get queen b7 with tempo, that's
I don't know. That's what I thought.
yeah.
I'm not, I don't even know what. It
Yeah, I
is.
was actually wondering why you offered a draw here. So now
That's
I
what,
can
that's
kind
what
of
I
see.
thought. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's unclear, and I'm like I was lower on time.
Yeah.
I knew I bungled it up also.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes if you don't know what you're doing, it can be a good time to offer a draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bungled it up. Just like, yeah, couple games.
Yeah, I just felt uncomfortable with black still, but
It's very difficult
Oh,
for
yeah.
black to get that bishop out from
Yeah, yeah.
DA.
Yeah, but okay, what happens after king
What does
g7?
what does white do though to
Take advantage.
no, your variation is.
I don't know. Can we like check on chess 24 or something to see the computers?
I don't know how to, yeah, but, yeah, if you can.
You could also do
transition-
Lee chess or anything, I guess.
What?
You could do Lee chess also.
But like, it's already on chess 24. They're
Oh,
broadcasting.
yeah,
it, so.
that's right.
I
Go for
don't
it,
know.
yeah.
Well, I'll let you guys do that
That's
on
also
your
on
phone.
chess.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let's see.
Yeah,
All right.
pull it up off your
I
phone.
have to turn my phone on.
See what the yeah. That's good. It's good that you didn't. It wasn't already on.
Right.
We'll
If
take
that
a
was the
quick
case,
look
I
at
would
that,
have a
and
much
then we're
better
gonna look at
position.
some other games.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean,
Well,
knight c3. Were you playing knight f6 or bishop b4?
I actually hadn't decided
Yeah,
before the
exactly,
game.
exactly. I wasn't sure. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't even know if it was 50-50 or what.
I thought I might try to go for like
I just wanna draw.
well, in the after knight f6, do you play bishop g5 or do you play e5?
And they're
I play e5.
Oh, okay.
Right here, step back.
Yeah. I would have been happy to go into that one, but
Do you play the new modern trend with the piece sacrifice?
Okay.
what is that?
There's like this one with bishop e7 and castle short and like queen a5. I mean like it's called the Boleslavsky line, but like
No.
white castle's long and plays d takes c5 and black plays like queen a5, knight b4 after a3.
Is that in the e5 one? Or-
No, it's in the bishop e7. Yeah, e5, knight d7, f4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop e3, bishop e7, queen e2, short castle, d takes
Oh, I usually-
c5, queen a5.
I know, yeah, bishop e7, like, that's been played. I think I was looking at a6 there, a6 and
Yeah,
a5.
yeah, that's another.
Right.
I'm gonna take over in
Yeah,
5
sorry.
minutes. No,
Oh,
no, no,
oh.
you guys
Yeah.
can look it up and come to some conclusion here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Sure,
I just thought it was unclear and I was like lower on time also, so. And I knew I bungled it up.
I'm gonna be happy with
Three terrible
Then why get a draw?
things in a row.
Let's see.
But if white takes here now,
I don't know. Let me see this thing.
yeah, again,
I'm gonna go around.
Questions to make this a master
I thought like your play should have been punished. Like you're developing your knights and stuff, and your
Yeah.
king side's like
can I get a draw?
I don't know.
Get a draw.
But what
It
else?
just looks so weird. Like
What else do
look
I
at
do
it.
after knight takes d5? I'm not sure.
It takes so much time to develop.
What is going on here?
You want that
You
one?
guys figuring
Wait,
it out?
check this line
think
out.
this is-
So
I was we were thinking about it during the game. Bishop b5 check,
Mhm.
bishop d7, knight takes e6,
Yeah?
f6, queen h5, and then bishop d7 and
Take
c4.
check.
Okay.
But like I think black can go to an endgame there.
Yeah, H6 looks like a move that's like, you know.
It's punishable. It looks like.
Yeah, and just, it's a waste of time.
Check again.
That's the idea.
Who am I to say?
It's,
I mean, it's
an
not the best
intentional
move.
waste of time.
It's not the best move, I think
Provocative.
clearly, but
Yeah.
like
It's a provocative move, it really is.
Nigel Short is playing it in long games, so I mean against like strong grandmasters.
Yeah.
Also, I think Chigayev, right, is the other guy.
Oh,
Nigel
maybe.
Short's a guy that's gotta get the game out of the book really fast.
Yeah.
Against these young whippersnappers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna kick you out of here because I've
Okay,
got
yeah.
some exciting games to look at.
Yeah.
You want
So we go
to?
check
Does
out
anybody
yours.
want to sit here still and
don't.
keep me company?
I might, but like I think I'm just gonna
You're
check
absolutely right.
his thing for.
King G7 and B6 is 0.
What did it say? 000?
Yeah,
Seriously?
that's amusing.
No, I mean it looks like
So-
it's totally unclear. It's because like it's hard for you to develop, even if you get bishop b7, I put d7 sometimes.
Take here?
But like it's just like so. Wait, does it give g4? By the way?
You got time for that?
Before B6.
And then what is
That's
it?
an interesting take there.
Does a bishop move or
I would have
GF5?
to, I guess I would have
GF5.
to. Oh, yeah.
TC5 takes g6,
Yeah.
takes g6, and what?
Queen E3.
Yeah, and then take on c5. But like you have two bishops there. I'm lower on time.
Folks, I'm just gonna get
You
the
don't go that way,
people,
go this
the
way.
correct
Good
people
game.
that are sitting here.
So,
Um,
7 for what it's worth.
Yeah. I was really, it's totally
Now
unclear.
you taking me?
I'm gonna put my name back up here, and Bob Drain is sitting right behind me. I'm gonna ask him to come and sit next to me because it looks kind of weird when he's sitting right behind me. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, folks. Trying to get my name up here. Juan, can you help me?
This is my opinion. This is my
We're gonna put my name here.
No, this is where I believe the game won.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, by the way, Kashir says 0-0-0
Oh, good.
in the final position.
Bob, can you move a little closer so we can see
yes.
your smiling
Yes.
face? This is Bob Drain.
Yes, do I have to
That's
smile?
good. That's fine. No.
Okay.
No. This is Bob Drain. He's playing in the Tuesday night marathon. How long have you been playing chess at the in the Mechanics Institute?
More than 10 years.
More than 10
Yeah.
years.
Maybe a lot longer, but I sort of forget.
So
as I
you're a
get older.
lifer.
Yeah.
See, you can see how we look to everybody else, and if you sit
Oh my
back a
God.
little bit,
Oh, yeah.
there's you
Yeah.
with your hat.
Yeah, the board is pretty small. For those of us who have
Well, this
bad
is the,
eyes.
you can look at this
Okay,
board.
all
Look
right.
at this board, because this is the
Okay.
board we're looking at.
Okay.
We're looking at games from the
Yep.
Tuesday night marathon. So you've been playing chess and mechanics for 10 years?
So it seems like that, or maybe longer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
As I get older, my memory is sort of.
Well, I'm glad to have you see. We're going to quickly run through a game here, and let's see. I just want to say that I've been looking at our board 2 game, which is it got frozen here and it's not working. But this game is still very sharp, very going to a late middle game where White's attacking on the king side, as you can see, even though it's 30 moves more, and Black's attacking on the queen side.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
What kind of Sicilian was this?
It was just a Najdorf where White played H3,
Okay.
and then Black played E6.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Bob. The next game. This game ends in a draw. In this position, and that's not in that position. In this position, White was dissatisfied with the way he had played and didn't really have a plan. He said after King G7, and Black was probably feeling glad that he got a draw because it looks good to me like it's very difficult to develop the queen side. So both players were sort of happy with the draw, I guess.
Maybe White's looking at Bishop D6. Does it seem
Well,
to be
the
a
knight's there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
So, I don't know. Maybe Black will play pawn and knight 3, and chase this back and then play A6. Still difficult to get that bishop out because if bishop B7, White's going to play rook D7. So it's up in, it's not clear what's going to happen.
So right here. Check.
Okay.
Check.
We have
He would push.
Jerry Simpkins, can you just keep it down a little bit so I can hear myself yell? I want to hear myself yell. Okay, this is the game. We're following the game. Kyron Griffith finally takes
Whoa.
the exchange against Elliott.
This looks complicated.
And it is, but my feeling was that White has given up the exchange and doesn't have that much for it. And White's trying to get something going on the light squares here. I mean, White, okay, that's Black. Black is bunching his pieces. Both players are bunching their pieces up on the king side. I think this should work out for Black, but it's possible that White will find something here. There's a little bit of disorganization among the Black pieces. particularly that knight at h7 is kind of, is finding it very difficult right now.
Could you look at king h2 and later with the rook to g1?
Yeah, rook g1
Yeah.
first, and then maybe king, and then finding which square is appropriate.
Yeah, or knight to
First
H5
move the rook to
maybe,
g1. Yeah. So white still has something going. It's not, the game's not over yet. And that's the way it is tonight. Carla Heredia. Hey Jerry, can you
Okay, I'm good.
just keep it down a little bit?
We'll go to this tomorrow.
All right.
You okay tomorrow?
This game, white's a piece down, but black is under a severe attack. Okay, so white has two pawns.
Yeah.
White has 2 pawns and a very strong attacking stance against black. I mean, who's going to find it very difficult to get out. White could try h3. White could try rook g3 and rook g5. White can keep black sort of paralyzed by playing queen c7. White can try to play d5. There's a lot of moves for white to look at here.
So the d5 is to eliminate the f6 knight and then bring the rook over to maybe h3.
Let's look at something else. Can white just win black's queen here? Rook h3, queen moves, and rook g3.
He wins the knight, doesn't he? Queen g6 and then rook to g3 and then knight to
g4,
yeah,
and then h3,
right.
and then queen f6. It's not going to work for black. It's just not going to work for black. If white regains the piece, the game is over. And it looks to me like rook h3, queen g6, and rook g3 is going to do the trick. And black is busted, or very close to busted. Okay? Carla Heredia, who drew Grandmaster Patrick Wolf in the last round.
Impressive.
So she's
Really?
she's
Strong.
having a good tournament. She took 3 half-point buys. All right, let's look at this game. This game is a hard-fought positional struggle. B6 takes the. Thanks, Jerry. No, you're great, man.
And Paul, you won't have the game in, and you won't record the game by tomorrow, would you?
Not by tomorrow. Keep your score sheet. Keep a copy of your score sheet. So, what Jerry Simpkins was asking me, for you folks at home, we're a chess club. You can't go out that door, Jerry. We're not letting you go out that door. Thank you. Is asking me is, well, our games, all the games of our players get put online, and they're able to analyze their games, their future games, and the games of their opponents. I'm going to tell some other people to keep it down. Hey, over there, can you guys just keep it down a little bit? Thank you. I want to be the one yelling and screaming and shouting and.
This is interesting.
We have Bob Drain, who's leaning so intently over the chessboard that we can't see his eyes, but that's okay.
That's okay, his bad eyes.
I'm going to make the chessboard a little bigger.
Oh, thank you. He appreciates it.
What I was saying was that we put our games online for our members that play in the Tuesday night marathon, making it another kind of a unique. Everything is around the club player here, or it's, to help the club player become a stronger player, maybe. So B6 is kind of taking the bull by the horns over there, trying to get a little more activity. I'm not convinced it's the right move here. Tell you the truth. Maybe rook a8 would have been, maybe rook a8 or bishop d7. b6 seems a little committal.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
I was looking at g4 with a potential sacrifice on d6, but I couldn't get anything to work.
That doesn't look right to me. It just weakens g4, knight takes g4. Okay. Hey, everything is fine. Let's see. Let's move on. This game was very interesting. We left it at this point, and white trades pieces on f6. But now this has to happen. Oh no. Folks, we've witnessed a tragedy here on board. I'm not sure what board 7 with Sosa-Kobian maybe in time trouble, not even in time trouble. First of all, this questionable decision, I think, to trade queens on f6, rook d2, rook 6 f2, that's a blunder. Rook 6 f2. It's possible that there was if the other rook comes up, rook c2. Black. That's not clear because of rook f7 check. But something, white's definitely misplayed this. What happens here is even worse. Bishop b5, and now that's it. White makes, yeah, I think white could resign here. Instead, white plays bishop d3 and just loses the bishop, which was something was going to be lost anyway. And now faced with this horrible game, Sos resigned. Sort of fell on his own sword here, I think. What?
Very morbid language. Fell on his own sword.
Yeah, committed.
Miserable. Terrible.
I think that people are going to be appreciating my
The honesty.
candor. Yeah, I mean, this isn't kindergarten. This is the
This is real blood here.
This is the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, where I'll let you know. I'm going to tell a very personal story here of sobering, just for a second, a little sobering. When I was a young chess player of 12 years old, and I lost a game in a tournament here, I think it was with Tuesday night tournament, maybe the second Tuesday night tournament, I went in the bathroom and I cried because I lost my game. So this is
I do it all the time.
Whether he wins or loses.
What I'm saying is that this is, I'm making fun, but chess is the chess players here take it very seriously. You know, Sosa's been, knocking heads with chess players here for a long time. You know, he I think would appreciate my honesty in saying that, the things that I'm saying.
There he is, right here.
Yeah.
I just was blundered.
Okay, Bob,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna ask
no,
you
go
to
ahead.
move.
Yeah.
Okay, so come sit here for a second.
Just was blundered.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I will take with this rook. I just switch.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, so you're saying,
Instead of that, I will take
okay,
with
after
this.
rook d2 check, if you play
yes,
this one.
yes.
All right, what if he plays rook c2?
Second?
Okay, you play rook here. Now, what if he plays rook takes c2?
What's going to be after that?
Well, okay, now if you play rook c2, he plays king takes f6. I'm just asking. Because it's also possible rook f2, rook c2 for you to play rook f7 check, but then king g8. Yeah.
No. If I play rook c2, what's going to be?
Okay, he plays rook takes c2.
I check.
He goes king g8. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're losing here.
One moment, please. Check. Go. What after check? Where you go?
King g8.
Bishop check. Already taken.
No, he's taken.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he's taken. Yeah.
Or before that. There was
Your
queen.
mistake was it was coming down to f. I think.
Before that, yeah.
I think. Now here you have to look for another move. Queen f6 loses.
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
f6
Just a moment.
loses.
Yeah, it's
I think
correct.
maybe you have to play. I'm not sure. You know what I think. What I think you could have done before was play bishop e4. This bishop on c6 is really hurting you. you have to try to find a way earlier.
Also,
Somewhere
I
here.
played c4 with pawn, close this diagonal. I just
Let's look at somewhere here. Rook d7, rook f. Let's take a look at this position. After h6, can you play bishop e4? You have to get rid of this bishop because you made a
bishop
good-
before I know about that, but I played it like sharp attack. I don't know. Just
But I think the problem is you don't have anything. Like I think you Alexander played a very good plan against you, which was to sort of do this h6 and queen g5. I think it's very difficult for you to find anything. I think the right thing is for you to oppose this bishop on c6.
also before that there was possibility to change queens. Before that, when it was queen here first, after queen a5,
When
I
was
can
this
change
somewhere
queens.
around
Yes,
here?
of course. Yeah.
It was queen e5 at some point.
No. That was if queen a5. After that, immediately I can change.
Right, but that goes into basically endgame.
One moment.
So I don't know. This position is so crazy.
No.
You played it twice.
No,
now.
when played queen a5 after that immediately queen a5.
What here?
No, but here,
Show me.
here.
Okay.
25. After 25,
okay.
queen a5. Next one.
Okay, queen a5.
No, there's a check. Check and queen.
Queen e5, right?
Yeah. Check.
But-
Queen e5 takes.
But queen takes, rook takes, and then rook d2 check.
Yeah, this is the. It's okay, no
You're not
problem.
losing immediately. That's
Yeah,
just an
but
endgame.
no.
How you losing? Show me how.
No, you're not losing immediately. It's just.
Show how.
Well, I can't show you because we can't move the pieces. But my feeling is that you are in trouble. Rook g2 check. You have to move king h3, right?
Yes. What
But-
after that?
Black plays slow. He doesn't have to prove anything right away. Put him play rook d8 maybe or something.
Or h5.
Yeah, and then play
No,
rook
there's no
f2.
immediately something. You can now analyze that.
I think
situation.
you should look at this
Okay,
at home.
if I play now, right now, queen e5,
Okay.
what's gonna be?
Queen
Check.
takes queen.
Yes, rook take queens.
Rook d2 check.
I go h3.
h3.
Yes.
All right. Now the other rook comes over to d8. Just brings the other
Okay,
rook over
okay.
to d8.
I have to after that this g4, g5, and my queen will come here.
Okay. You play g5. Okay, so now I play rook f2. I mean, I think it's just very difficult for
No,
white.
there's a this is dark color, red, not bishop color. That's why nothing happened.
The threat is for black to start winning double rooks on the 7th rank and maybe take pawns on the
second rank, yeah.
on the 2nd rank. I think you need to look at this at home. I think the thing that you need to play is bishop e4. I think at some point to oppose this bishop, and this bishop is
Also,
hurting you.
before
It's hurting you.
I think sacrifice my bishop with f5. Bishop f5 was sacrificed after that queen g5 check. It was very dangerous. That I just alone like 15-20 minutes.
That's
I think about
that's actually maybe possible for
yeah,
him
but
to try to
I like
interfere.
20 minutes. I think about that. After that,
That's
like,
an
it's
interesting idea to try to
This was
play queen
f5
g5.
and close after that queen check.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna be all dangerous.
I like that idea.
That's
I like that. So
interesting.
Yeah,
that's
but-
worth looking at.
I
That's worth looking
I
at.
talked like 20 minutes or more than 20 minutes. After that, I.
That's exactly in your style, would be right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be playing this aggressive stuff. What happened was he played very cleverly, played h6 and queen g5, and now it's almost as though you're stalemated. Right? You don't have a move. I mean, really to improve your position. Black has a lot
I
of
think middle
good
game was
moves.
some sacrifice. Maybe I missed it. Sacrifice some. I was well playing sacrifice, of course. This pawn and after that this
Right.
check. I all think about that. Sacrifice bishop after that this check. There's a mate saint. That's why
There are dangers for both sides here.
Yeah, of course,
You know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
so it's very sharp, but yeah.
only I can say after
Okay.
analyze.
Yeah, this is life at the Tuesday Night Marathon. As
Thank you.
very
Did you play that based on our game with Sherman? Did you see our game with
No,
Sherman?
I'm always French player. I know all situations. I'm French player all my life. That's why any situation I know about
Did you
French.
see our
But yeah, I
game
check it
from
with
the round
Sterman, the
before?
moment, but
Yes.
before that I know about that also.
Okay.
Because if I'm all like 20, more than 20 years, I'm like French player. That's why also lessons I know.
Right.
wow.
That's why.
So
just
both of
then I-
you.
So you like to be black in this position then? I mean,
But
you're
I'm
French
really,
player.
I'm the really French black player, not white. That's
Okay.
why I check at that situation because I'm always like sharp player, and for me was my style. I just tried to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, was like
Anyway, we are
this
friends.
is-
This is life.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, very interesting, very good. Do you have anything to add to this? Well, I'd like to ask you. No, forget that. I'm sitting here with Alexander Ivanov, and I just want to ask you. Okay, so this was the game with your
Josiah?
with Josiah. I'm going to put your name in here because I've learned how to do it, and I want to learn how to do these kind of transitions here.
You don't have a national master against my name.
And are you a national master?
Well,
I didn't put
technically,
these.
yes.
Okay, then we should put that by your name.
Currently, the player lookup is not accurate.
Oh no. Oh. Okay, Alexander, we'll put that in front of your name for next time. Oh,
That's okay either way.
is that good? Transition? Transition? Okay. I'm here with National
If
Master.
Alexander played as with Sterman, he immediately lost because I got this excellent move.
Okay, what is that?
If not Bishop F4, if you played like with Sterman and King.
Okay, hold on. We're going to go to this position.
Yeah.
This position interests me a lot because it's now the second time you've had this.
Okay,
Is this book?
Now, yes, it is
in the
book and Josiah. Well, I mean, it's not a deviation point yet. It's Josiah played.
Bishop E3.
Oh, it is, yes. Josiah played Bishop E3.
Right.
Sauce played Bishop C1. Both moves
I will
playable.
explain why I played C1. Because
If F5, bishop takes E6.
yes, that's
So
why.
what happens after bishop F4? Let's look at this for a second, folks. Down here. Hold on.
Oh, you have that game.
This is the game.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. So bishop C1, bishop F4. Now what's white supposed to do?
G4.
That's what you made, right?
Yeah, G4 is main move.
I thought you said they had a better idea at some point.
No, G4 is, I checked with
So
somebody else.
that's the text,
G4
right?
is the
Oh,
main
yeah,
move.
G4 was played.
G4, okay.
After that, take.
Okay. So knight G3 check.
Knight G3 check.
I just take that.
Yeah, bishop takes C1.
Okay, in this case, maybe also possibility was first check with rook, maybe.
Or bishop.
Because I first checked with bishops.
Do you want to check on E4 by queen? Or what's
Maybe bishop
Yes,
G3.
because if I took with rook now, and you can't play F5 because your bishop in E6.
I'm not gonna play F5 in any variation, so it's different. So you either take the bishop, you check on from C2 like you did in the game, or another possibility is, I don't know. If you have
To me, it looks right to check this.
okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have to take this anyway, so
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Okay.
All right. I mean, to me, this is extremely sharp. Maybe you should play bishop E4 right now.
You could, yeah. White actually probably getting themselves into the end game, I think.
The end game.
Also, I played bishop before. I played this because to close the diagonal. But I also always think about this sacrifice H7 with bishop.
Right.
Always I sacrifice.
So you want to keep but it's dangerous
Yeah.
for both
That's
sides,
why-
but
yeah,
maybe a
of
little
course.
more dangerous
So
for white.
after bishop takes H7, you have to look into the line with rook H8. No, you may get you may just get
I know that.
checkmated
No,
there, so-
I know that. But
So
before
you just
that,
lose
I
a
will-
bishop right
I
away.
will
Well, and
also
all
check.
bishop. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Bishop H7, rook H8.
Yeah, for example.
So you can't do it now.
No, one moment, not right now.
Okay.
I would like first with double. After that we check. You play
What-
H8. After that I can check.
could always help if my eyes aren't so good on the small board.
I'll say that one more time.
Also, now who is more now?
It's
White.
white,
What's
white's
the
move.
move?
Okay. Also, just one moment. Also I play planet E4, queen E4.
Well, bishop c6.
Queen e4 just loses to bishop.
Oh yeah.
You lose the queen. No, you
not
cannot do
not
that.
bishop E4.
Yeah.
Bishop
That's
E4,
what we're
yeah,
talking
bishop
about.
c6.
Also, I this first.
Yeah.
On bishop e4, you're gonna get bishop
Bishop
c6.
c6.
Change it.
You can take a bishop on c6, and you can take with a queen takes c6.
And an endgame.
It's game is equal.
And you probably, yeah.
After that, I can play a rook E2 and cross this line.
Well, it's a rook endgame.
It's a rook.
Yeah, rook and game. There's
With
no
double pawns
no
and
queens.
no queens, yeah.
General game with two rocks.
I mean, I'm happy to go in an endgame with such a king, right? So and double g pawns.
Okay, but sometimes double points is more.
Well, I mean, probably the pawn game
I think-
is going to be my favorite as
I
well.
think black is okay. I think black is okay. You haven't proven something from this opening. I think I tend to agree. Maybe bishop c2 check was inaccurate. I don't know. But this is in the books, folks, so you can look it up at home, right?
Yeah.
Find the latest analysis, run it through Stockfish.
Bishop check first. This take with rook first. Let's go back.
Maybe. Okay. Look at that. So maybe rook takes.
First rook.
But black again. Maybe bishop
It's
d7.
probably going to be transposition. So if you take on c1, a, right, bishop d7 probably. If you decide to check here, bishop c2 check, then it's going to be just transposition back to the game.
So I'll tell you something, Sos. I like your idea about if you want to keep the king, if you want to keep the queens on the board, then you played it the right way. You played king h2, bishop c6, avoid the exchange of queens. Although maybe you could play queen f4 there, right? Because that's you. Oh no, then you exchange and rook d2 check.
I think
That's a good question,
I think
actually.
This
What's gonna
position,
happen?
I think this position, I
Then
have no
king g3.
This position, if queen was in range, now I have no problem right at this moment. Because safety everything.
It's possible white could play queen f4, but you trade rook d2 check, king
Also, I
g3.
played,
Oh no.
also I played g5 for f6 square.
Right.
g5 for f6 square.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that this queen a5, it's here that you need to think of like maybe what to do. I'm saying maybe now bishop e4 possible. I don't know.
Before always, that's normal. I just
Or you can play rook e2 first, trying to cover the second
also
rank.
this c4 for b5 and d5 squares I control. C
Yeah, but you have to watch out. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of tactics here.
yeah.
I thought it was just another, like, I just saw that.
This doubling on the f file.
One question here,
Yeah.
Paul, just to back up. No, rook f1.
Yeah.
That's good. And then, what if white plays here?
Oh,
Queen
no, rook c d1. I forgot plan always. Rook c d1.
What if white goes queen f?
No, rook c d1 now. Rook c d1. Exchange, exchange everything got rocks.
Well, cd1, I'm gonna go probably rook d8, I guess.
I change rocks.
Okay, I'm gonna again take d7. Yeah, it's gonna be
It's possible.
No,
It's
if
possible.
check all the rocks, after that queen d3 mate on h7, no mate, h7, this is very bad after that. If change all rocks,
Okay.
Well, don't get too ahead of
no,
yourself.
c1. So I'm
There's a
serious.
lot of moves
No, I know.
before this
Yeah.
can happen.
Always he's quick
just-
to make something.
Just if I play this rook, c rook d1, what you gonna be playing? Double rocks.
Maybe.
I change again my rook.
Okay,
Change.
so he can exchange,
Okay, I
and now queen a2.
also make sure there's a
Yeah, then maybe it's a
check.
perpetual check.
Nickel check.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, that could be one result. It could be one result.
What I was wondering is
Okay.
if queen f4 here instead of is better option or not.
Right,
Queen f4 immediately here.
right, queen f4.
And I was
And then the queen can come.
the idea is basically right. I mean you get into f6 right away.
Okay, if queen f4 now Also, I think about D2 check, rook D2 check.
Yeah, that's a question. So if no, I don't have rook d2 right away. You're just gonna take my rook.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's it. No.
So did you consider queen f4 here?
Queen F4.
Right here instead of.
I think about that, but why I didn't mention so much is Queen F4.
Because the problem is.
Probably I suggest I checked everything, but yeah, if I play
Queen D5, rook F2,
no.
then
If,
rook
if I
F2.
play Queen F4, I scared about Queen D5.
Then rook F2.
Queen D5.
Then rook F2.
Rook F2.
Yeah, I mean there's nothing to be worried there. I mean you're gonna cover g2, right?
And now, so you want to play Queen F6 and Queen H6, maybe? Check.
Right. Yeah. My guess is that I will have to back up to d8 with the queen, and that's not really the pleasant move
That's
to
not
make.
the, yeah. But it's possible.
It's
And then maybe he can play G5, trying to play Queen H4 or something.
Right, but then he has a queen e5 check, right? And I'm not sure if I have. I mean,
Right.
if I have to go to g8 and queen h5, I mean that's a little bit getting a little bit
Yes.
scarier than I like it to be.
Okay, so this is something to look at. Queen F4, strong move.
I think it's actually German, but
Yeah,
I don't know why you shouldn't
I
just.
think also I think about that, but why I can't remember why I didn't play. I think about it.
You know, it's possible Black could play something like Rook H8 and
Maybe-
check
maybe
Queen
I-
G8, and now you're trying to play H5 or something and make him. I don't know. Very, very difficult position. You have some, and then we're still looking at the move Bishop F5 too as
I
a
think
positive.
one moment. I think this position I also tried Bishop F5.
Right.
Right, this position. Bishop F5.
Maybe try Rook F5 while you're at it.
Oh my goodness.
No, Bishop F5. Bishop F5.
Well, let's see Rook F5.
Oh, Rook F5. Yeah.
Check,
Yeah,
King
Rook
H8,
F5.
check, okay, check, King F8, Queen H6, King,
Wow.
I don't know, I think, looks like Black,
This is getting crazier.
I think about 20 minutes
Yeah,
or 25
it's
minutes.
a lot of-
And all like mixed together, all suggestions mixed together. Forgot everything.
Why have to have guts to play
Rook
Rook
F5,
F5, but maybe
Bishop.
that's a good chance too.
Yeah, Rook F5.
Just to
Let's take, do you guys mind looking at some other games while you're here? Let's see, Board 1 was, we know, Board 2 we can't follow, we don't know what's going on because
it's a connection problem.
a connection problem. We know what happened in this game was a draw.
So it's over. Okay. How about Winslow?
Winslow,
against,
what about Winslow versus
Kyron?
Kyron Griffith?
I think Kyron was exchange up.
Yeah, but Elliot was,
I mean, last time I saw the position, I don't know what's going on right now.
he's about to go up 2 exchanges if knight takes G1.
No, that's the current position.
Yeah.
And Black can move, right?
What game is this? Russell Wong won on board. Wow.
He's saying he's lost.
Wow. Okay. No, Russell Wong won. Oh, it says 1, it says 0-1. It says result 0-1. So white won. Is that correct? White won? Okay. Wow, that's an upset. Elliot looks like he's going 2 exchanges down. That doesn't bode well. You know, knight takes.
He's about equal time. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Black is.
I think Black is winning maybe after knight takes G1. I mean, White still has some chances. White still has some chances based on the cluster of pieces.
Maybe he's counting on knight h5, but that's far-fetched, I guess.
Well, if queen e7, bishop e7, bishop d4 check, wins the rook. That's just a quick variation.
Yeah, that's complicated, but probably if Karen simplifies, that's definitely a win.
Yeah. I think we're on our last knight h5, queen g2 check. That's horrible. Okay, I think this is looking.
Probably have to take on g1.
Yeah. And that's 2 exchanges down. Yikes! Hello. Let's see. Carla Heredia versus Jason Childress. Knight f6, rook g3, king h8, queen e5.
This is scary. The right for the tactics positions, not the right for the tactics.
If f4, rook g5, probably.
This is also rook g7.
Did you say rook h3? I mean, it's a black tool, right?
Yeah, hold on. In this position, by the way, white played rook g3,
Check.
but why didn't white play rook h3,
Right away.
queen g6, and then rook g3?
That would be a good idea. So
I'm not
has nowhere
really
to go.
sure why this wasn't played.
Queen d1 is not a mate, right?
Not queen d1 is not made. So did black have something like rook h3, knight d5? Does that actually work?
The line, yeah. Rook h3 and then
knight d5. It's hard to believe that's gonna work.
oh, because I cannot take knight d5.
It can't work. Queen e5 probably threatens mate on g7. And if knight e7, rook h5, if queen g6, rook g3, something's got to give. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my question. Why didn't white play rook h3 followed by rook g3? Instead, played this, which looks like it's winning anyway.
Of course.
I mean,
If rook h3, what's going to be? Rook h3.
Well, that was in the other position. This looks very difficult for black. Who's white has 2 pawns for a piece. I mean, it's not quite the knockout blow.
maybe white were not happy about knight 95, and that's hence.
Yeah, but I think that knight d5 was not good. Let's move on here. This game was a positional. Kind of a positional. Yeah. Another tough game. Natalia's played this probably pretty well. If bishop b2, rook a2, and it's probably worth the exchange to play rook to take.
That's the life move, right? Just the right.
Yeah, that's the move. Just live move. All right. A little bit of pressure on black here. I think it looks to me like queen f6 might hold the balance. In a kind of a bishops of opposite colors. Well, then bishop d4, rook b6.
Black may consider a rook a2.
Right. And then queen b4 or something like that. I don't know. It's tricky. And then queen f6. Yeah. So this game could go either way. All 3 results are possible, right?
It's complicated.
Complicated.
Complicated enough for us. To go either way.
Adrian Kondakov versus Ashik Uzaman. This game was.
That was the next board to us.
Yeah.
I think that black was truffle, yes.
Oops. White queen.
White queens, folks. It's in order to play h3 and get this.
I think this
I
is
think
it.
this is.
No, not yet.
I mean, can black play rook takes b3?
Oh, maybe nothing. Hold on a second.
Then queen check, king g7, queen e5 check. You can't go back. You have to come forward. King h6. White can draw if he wants, probably with queen f4 check. Yeah.
What about?
I mean, white. This we predicted this was not gonna be easy. White has 3 passed pawns, but black had some tricks here, and this happens. I mean, we're gonna need an engine, Bobby, to help us figure this out. But bishop c5, and black leaps on the opportunity to take that bishop. I think that's good. The bishop maybe should have gone all the way to a7.
Actually, that looks interesting. I don't see the reason to give it away.
Although maybe black could return with the queen to a6, threatening the bishop on a7 and the pawn on c8. I mean, this is very complicated. Who knows, right?
It is.
Yeah. If bishop c5 was played. If anybody sees anything that I don't, let me know. And I think black takes the opportunity. Queen takes. I mean, that contains an obvious threat of queen takes f8 check.
Yeah. That's the.
And now
I think about that.
the white queen. I mean, black might even be threatening rook d4. Not if queen. I mean, is that necessary?
Also, do you want to check?
So I think in the final position, in the current position, I guess.
So let's see.
So can I take on b3 or not?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
So rook takes b3.
Rook takes b3.
Is there perpetual there? Because I'm it's up, right?
Rook takes b3 is excellent. What's gonna be?
I don't know if it's excellent there. I mean,
Well, okay,
if
we're
there's
looking
no
at
perpetual.
queen e8,
Queen e8, king g7.
queen e5, king h6.
Okay.
Now,
Well, queen f4.
queen f4, that's a check, and then can king go to h5? Can pawn go to g5? If g5, queen f6, no, that's very dangerous.
No, hold on a second. On queen h5, I'm gonna play rook
Queen
c5.
f4, king h5, rook c5, then maybe f5?
f5.
No, but what about rook d8?
Rook d8 instead of rook takes b3.
Right now, yeah, rook d8, because there's a threatening mate d1. Rook
No,
d1.
it's not mate, because king
Not
can
mate,
go
but
to h6.
one moment.
Well, it's not mate. It's not even mate after
Yeah,
rook
not
d1,
mate,
queen
But
d1.
anyway, you can again take a knight back because we've checked.
You can, yeah. You
Yeah, you come back with check back.
But
Knight back.
the white's threat is a6, a7, a8, queen.
This has been wretchedly played by white, but we know that there were tricks, there were going to be tricks here. I mean, not wretchedly played, but... I'm sorry, I use this... It actually was a very difficult position to play, and I'm disappointed. Usually you want to see a position that just looks overwhelmingly winning one somehow, but if rook b3, queen e8, king g7, queen e5, king h6, queen f4, king h5, now g4 check, king h4, and the black king is just getting driven into the white position. Then
I'm afraid that there is no perpetual if it gets to
doesn't look like
g3,
it.
right? Imagine if it gets to the g3,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's not.
What about knight d1? Not bad move. Knight d1 and threatening f2 check with queen.
And then a
also
draw,
gonna be
maybe.
Permanent check gonna be also. Can if no, gonna be permanent check.
Yeah. I think black might have several mechanisms to try to make a draw here, and white's in trouble.
Knight d1 and threatening now.
But the rook b3 is the most obvious move.
Why?
Because it's right in front of my nose.
Let's first knight d1, not can be after.
Well, knight d1, okay.
I drew.
Next move is
I should take a
f2
seat.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Paul.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We have FIDE Master Andy Lee, who we can't show your game on this site because
don't have it.
the DGT screwed up on
that's too bad.
after board 2.
Okay.
But you can help me with your game ends in a draw.
Yeah, I blundered.
Lee versus Lee.
Yeah, I know.
You blundered.
It's always
and
gonna be a draw. I was like a lot better the whole time, and I
Okay.
took a piece and missed a perpetual
Where
somehow.
where do you think we can find this game on the Mechanics Institute website in a few days?
Right. In all
but-
its terribleness.
In all its terribleness,
Yeah.
says Andy. But we don't know what happened. There was a glitch on board on your
Huh,
board.
okay.
And it stopped after this.
Oh,
After
that's
this
good, you know. My position was pretty good right
No,
there.
you had a good game. You played a
Yeah,
great
yeah, it
game.
was great, and then I just played it wrong. Well, I got lucky last week, so
Okay. Okay.
yeah, some of the moves last. I watched the broadcast afterwards, and you guys were a little perplexed by certain choices, and I was too at certain points in
Especially
the
by
game.
Tenzing's play.
Well,
I mean, there was a couple of moves that were semi-suicidal.
When he played Bishop F2, Bishop E1, yeah, I should just be winning.
Bishop F2 was unbelievably, yeah.
Yeah. So what are you guys trying to figure out here? Who's winning in this position?
Well, we're looking at this position and we're
Right.
saying why can't black just play rook b3?
Yeah.
Queen e8, king g7, queen e5, king h6, queen f4, king h5. And, you know, you can check.
You can play G4, but then we play knight takes or something?
King h4.
Or just king h4 is simple, yeah, you're totally right.
Coming right into.
Can you play G5 discover check, and then you play king takes h3?
Say that again. Where is that?
So after king h4, can I play G5 discovered check, and then you play
Oh,
king
I
takes
didn't look at
h3?
that. I didn't look at that.
But I don't know, the king seems safe on
Or
h3,
king
doesn't
g3,
it?
or can you play just king g3? Oh,
Oh,
okay,
king-
I'm
yeah.
here with FIDE Master Andy Lee, and we're getting that name up on the board
Oh,
right
wow.
now. Thank you
That's very fancy.
to our technical. Yeah, no, we're learning how to do this.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, we got multiple names at once now.
Yeah, we got overlapping names. You're taking Ivanov's name off, right? He's up at the top.
Yeah,
There
this
he
does
is.
seem like an issue. I mean, could the other idea be after rook takes knight, you play queen a8 check to guard against mate on g2, and then you play rook to c8?
Wait a minute, say that again?
So like rook takes b3,
Okay.
queen a8 check, queen a8.
Oh,
king,
a8.
King g7, rook c8, so you're defending against the mate, sort of. But this looks, I mean, there's no way
But you're
that this
leading with
works,
your
right?
rook.
You're leading with your rook, which is stupid.
Maybe
I mean,
king h6.
Well, and you could always bail. You could always play queen takes g2, give the piece back, and be up like 2 pawns in the sending and just winning easily.
Wow, and that a pawn won't be there.
No, the a pawns. I mean, you're gonna take the b pawn and the g pawn, yeah. So it does seem like you should just be able to take this.
Thank you, thank you, Manus Paldi and I am F Pawn, the one and only Master Lee.
I don't know. I played another Master Lee tonight.
There were 2 Master Lees and they
Yeah.
both drew, and one is 11 years old.
Yeah. Definitely the chagrin.
And
of
he
this
played a
Master Lee.
really, I thought he had I mean, that he hung in there as long as he did is something
Yeah.
to be admired about
Yeah.
this young player.
No,
I've
no,
seen
he's
him.
good.
He's a tenacious
Yeah.
guy. He was the last person standing in the Simul versus Jeffrey Young.
Oh, interesting.
He
That
went
makes
20-0.
Oh, wow.
And the last player to stand
Okay.
against him was Eric Lee.
Okay, so so let's look at some lines here. So like rook takes b3, queen e8 check, king g7, queen takes e5 check. You're gonna play king to h6, queen f4 check. You're playing king h5 here.
I'm trying king h5.
And then the idea is if I play queen e5 check, you play f5 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or rook c5, f5.
Okay,
Yeah, that's rude. Well, if rook c5.
And then you can throw
If
in
rook
g4 check.
yeah.
And then I go king h4 again.
Huh. Yeah, and then I even have queen h6 check, but you have king g3,
Again,
right?
it's like nothing
You
seems
always
to be
just have a way out. Huh.
and a way in.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, this game ends as soon as the checks stop, right?
Yeah. So that didn't
Hmm.
seem convincing. I mean, so
This does seem like it's just a miscalculation here.
Rook B.
I mean, was there anything else to be done?
And
You were
what
about to
about
get
Rook
mated and
B3
you're...
A6?
Okay, yeah,
Is there
right.
any? Is that?
Yeah,
any?
that's smart. Don't play for mate, just right. But we can do the same thing as before. We take on G2 a bunch of times, don't we? Oh, maybe it doesn't work. Okay, so
It's not going to work.
so Rook B3, A6, Queen G2, Knight G2, and then A7, right? That's the trick. And then if I play Rook A2, you play Rook C8, check, King G7,
Well, how
you
can I
queen
play
the
Rook
pawn.
A2? My rook's on B3.
Well, it took on. Oh,
It's not even
It's not even
there
there.
yet.
You can't even do that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
that's
it's
even
just-
simpler.
that just- yeah,
yeah.
it's
That just
all-
doesn't work because you don't have to take the knight back on G2.
So Rook B3,
So you
A6.
can't bail out there.
Maybe it's black who has to try to bail with a perpetual check by playing Knight D1 or something.
You could play Rook takes B2 here. That's the angry choice.
Right.
And then A7, right? I mean, we got to try to queen this pawn.
And then something like Queen F2 check and Knight F1 or something like that.
Yes, God, this is really gnarly. Okay, it makes sense that he's thinking about this then.
Yeah, yeah,
But
it
what else
does.
are you going to do? I mean, if you don't take this knight, we're playing A6 anyway, right? It's not like white cares about his knight in this
That's true,
position.
unless you can find some way to block the queen on C6 and then try to deliver mate on G2.
Right.
That's the other thing I was thinking, but
Yeah.
I mean, the paradoxical Rook D8 intending Rook D5 or something.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Or Rook B5 with Rook D5.
Right. Could you make E4 work somehow? Probably not. It doesn't seem like it does anything.
Well, E4, Queen E4, then Rook B3. I don't know. Does that make any difference?
Don't you still just play A6?
Oh no, you can play Queen A6 then.
Tricky. Do you have a perpetual on one of these lines then?
I mean,
yeah, this is
a
really
crazy
hard.
position.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not involved in this. All right, I'm gonna go home just in
Okay.
case my wife who wants to go to bed is watching this broadcast.
Thank
I
you.
might be in trouble.
Thank you, Andy Lee. All right, cool. All right. Andy Lee is gone, and it's 10 o'clock. There's about another hour. Somebody says, by the way, if we're supposed to see anything, I only see Adrian versus Ashik. Yikes. Is that the only game that's left?
I can go chat.
Yeah, maybe all the rest of the games are finished. Is that possible? What happened in this game? Christian Jensen beat Russell Wong.
Looks like Malia is still playing.
No, there's some games going on. Are you looking? Some games are going on, but look very one-sided. Somebody says you can look on chess24.com. I mean, we're still getting our DGT feed here. Do you want to hang out, Tenzing? Cool. This is excellent. In fact, you can take over from me when I go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So I'm going to put your name up here. We're learning how to do all these really like nerdy, exciting things here. Your name is down here, and we find your name. And we keep looking for your name, and we see your name, then it disappears. Then we click on it. I think we have to do that. Oh, I don't know how to.
That's all right. That's good enough.
Okay. Yeah, we have National Master Tenzing Shaw overlapping Paul Whitehead, FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, and that's about that. And he's going to take over from the. Then you go transition, and there you are. So here we have what I'm going to show you, Tenzing, is we have this really simple interface where we can just kind of go straight to the DGT site,
Right.
and we're going back and forth through these games. Let's see. I want to make this bigger for you
Okay.
before I leave, because there is a way to do that. All right, there you go. Now you can just use the mouse, and the games you access the games by clicking there.
Yeah.
And then provide some funny commentary
Hopefully.
for our. This is National Master Tenzing Shaw looking at some of the games, and I'm gonna be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
And you can make some noise while I'm gone.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Tenzing.
Thanks.
So, give the players. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what does this game look like?
So, I guess this is.
It's progressed a little bit. You can go forward.
Oh.
Yeah.
It has. Okay. I see.
Yeah, that's where it is now.
Russell, what opening did you play with?
So presumably,
Two exchanges down.
presumably black is winning.
Yeah, your game.
No, it was a D4 opening. It was a D4 opening.
Oh, a D4, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was Valentine's. He plays Valentine's.
Yeah, I don't play D4, but I touched
This was I tried to play it.
Okay, yeah.
He plays it very well.
Yeah, I don't see much for white here. Maybe black can just play 95 or something like that.
Yeah, if you're black and you're on board one, A section, and you have a must-win situation as a black, because the guy opened up with three and kept it.
So let's take a look at this one
Yeah,
again.
I can take a look and you can explain things to me. That way we get
Okay.
a dynamic.
Yeah. So black still hasn't played here.
Okay, and it's just like, shot out here.
So earlier they were looking at a variation, rook takes b3, queen a8 check, king g7, rook c8.
I'm sorry, rook takes b3.
Yeah, and then
Oh.
queen a8 check, king g7, rook c8. And I think there white gets mated after queen e1, king h2, knight f1.
Okay. Could you do it more slowly? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
So rook takes b3.
Right.
Queen a8 check.
Right.
King g7.
Okay.
Rook c8.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't think this variation makes sense for white because black has queen e1 check. And then after king h2, knight f1 check.
I'm sorry, queen.
So queen e1 check, king h2, knight f1 check.
Okay.
And then after king h1 or king g1, there's knight g3 check, and then queen h1 mate.
Wow.
So I think that's out of the question. So, but after rook takes b3, I like the suggestion of a6 that people had, because white's only asset is the a pawn, and I think so. So they looked at queen takes g2, and that doesn't turn out well for black because white's pawn is too fast. So
Now, how does that work?
yeah. So after rook takes b3,
Right.
a6, queen takes g2,
Right.
queen takes g2,
Right.
knight takes g2,
Right.
and a7.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Way too fast. Right.
Yeah. Way too
Can't get
fast.
back.
Yeah. Not even close. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even without the b pawn there, white would have rook c8 check and queen. So
Yeah.
so that's not gonna work. And another crazy idea I was looking at was rook takes b3, a6, rook b6, trying to deflect the queen. And I didn't know what was happening there. So white doesn't want to move off of the long diagonal necessarily. So I was looking at one idea, which would be queen e8 check, king g7, queen takes e5 check, rook f6, blocking the check that way.
There you go.
And threatening mate.
Yeah.
White would have to guard mate with a queen. So a move like queen e4. But then black can play queen f2 check. I don't know how much it helps him, but okay, black can play queen f2 check.
And then what?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. King H1. And okay, he took.
Yeah.
So I was looking at this line, A6 Rook B6.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, so you've come back to this.
Yeah.
Can I sit back
Sure.
down?
Okay, well, white did not play A6 though.
Where's the light?
That's all right. No worries.
I know.
White did not play A6, and I think maybe white should have tried A6. I don't know.
Bob,
Oh, sorry. Can you get in there now?
I think I can.
Yeah.
Unless we miscalculated this, I think the checks are gonna run out here. But I'm not sure. So,
Oh, so
what
this actually did happen.
this is happening.
Rook
Yeah.
B3, Queen E8, King G7.
So King
Queen
H6 is
Yes,
forced.
we were. Andy and I were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this actually did happen,
So King H6, Queen F4 check.
and then King H5.
Yeah, and if you play like Rook C5, it doesn't matter because of F5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And if G4, you seem to be driving the king into the white position.
yeah.
King H4, unless there's some miracle that I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I think this is going Black's way.
Yeah, this is going Black's way. Let's take a quick look at some of these other games.
That's frustrating. Well,
What games are going on? Yeah, you were
This,
just here.
I think Black should be winning.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think Black could just play Knight A5, maybe. I'm not sure.
Knight H4?
Or
Is that what you mean?
maybe Knight H4.
Well, you said Knight A5. Oh,
I was
Knight
thinking
E5.
Knight E5. But
Knight E5. That makes more sense.
I mean, Knight H4 is also
No.
worth looking at.
But then Knight F6.
Knight
maybe.
F6, right? Right.
Well, you are too right now.
I mean, I think.
Somehow Black should find the way to victory here.
I mean, it's not trivial, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
agree.
after Knight E5, let's say Knight takes F6, Queen takes F6.
Well, see, Knight E5. Yeah, Knight F6, Queen.
Oh, he
Knight
did take on H4. Okay.
I didn't even think that was for real.
So of course the idea is the knight on H5 is hanging.
So what if White plays Knight F6?
That's what I was wondering. So then, so if we go Queen F6,
Then Bishop
is there
D4.
something? Oh yeah, then we can't do that. So there must be something else. After Knight F6,
Knight F3.
Knight F3, right?
And that controls the D4 square. And is a nice tactical solution.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it. So
Wow.
Knight F6, Knight F3. Is there anything?
Knight
for
F6,
white?
Knight F3. Well, you can take on G8.
Right. But so maybe Black is just giving back one exchange. Is that even like what would
Yeah, but
what would
maybe
Black do
that,
there?
I'm not sure.
There's no Knight D2 check because of the bishop, so
But there's not enough time.
So
There's Knight
Knight
H2
F6.
check, which gets the knight out of take.
but still not a great place for the knight.
No,
But
it's not.
Yeah.
And yeah.
okay, but
All
we
right,
must be
let's
missing
move
something
on.
there. Yeah.
I don't know, Manispaldi. They're still we're silly here. We can't figure anything out. This game.
So
Okay, so this happened.
and then there are more.
Black managed to survive another move, trying to get that bishop out. And White goes for D5. Bishop A6. Black is desperately trying to, and White advances. And Rook H3, throwing the Rook H3 move in again.
Oh, what is this?
Ah.
Well, is
Queen
white?
G6. I guess White can.
You could take on H7, but do you want to? I don't know. Yeah, probably not.
I don't think so. Queen E7 and then Queen A7, and you get all those pawns on the couple of pawns on the Queen side. But if you lose that D6 pawn, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask you, Tenzing, if can you see something back over here? Because I had a big question here. After Knight F6, White played Rook G3 check, and then, but what about Rook H3 first? did white miss just a simple? White sacrificed a piece for 2 pawns
So
to get to this position.
So the idea is queen g4, rook g3. No.
Yeah,
Right.
and if queen g6, rook g3, and then if knight g4, h3,
Yeah.
and you just play a very simple.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the piece back, and it didn't seem that black had tricks like, you know.
No, there's no.
Yeah,
knight
rook
d5, knight
h3.
takes, wait,
So rook
No.
h3, knight d5,
you
queen
can't
e5.
play knight takes d5, do the queen d1 check.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
But it looked to me like rook h3, if knight d5,
Queen
queen
e5,
e5
yeah,
was
okay.
very powerful.
Right.
I mean, that in fact that looks like it just ends the game because you're going to lose the queen on the pin.
Right, because your knight has moved away. You can't even block the g file anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks right.
So it looks
See.
to me like white
Yeah.
missed a kind of a simple solution here with rook h3. Instead,
Is there anything else we're missing? I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't. Instead, rook g3 check was played, and now, and that seemed to chase the king where it wanted to go in some weird way, right? You know, even though I think this is still very strong, look very strong for white, somehow, not quite.
So white has 2 pawns for the piece, right? Technically.
Yeah, and maybe about to go. It's just either gaining time. It's dangerous. White may feel that she needs to press here and play the wrong kind of. White is also down to 54 seconds.
Yeah.
So it has been
I don't know
unable.
about white's position.
What?
Yeah. I mean, maybe white just wants to repeat or something.
Yeah.
You know, because one major issue is the knight on c3 is not a good piece. Right? Like d5 and e4 and are covered.
Yeah.
And, like it's not
And
participating.
Jason Childress is having a heck of a tournament here.
Yeah.
I
I would expect a repetition.
Yeah.
I don't think black can avoid that, right? Unless
Yep. We'll come back to this in 1 second. Very exciting. Women's Grandmaster Carla Heredia. This game, okay, bishop b2 was played, and knight f3 check. What? Okay. Yeah, I guess that's a simple solution to the problem that I was talking to some of black's problems.
You didn't like giving up the knight, though.
Well, the knight, yeah, okay, so, I mean, rook a2 looks like, something you could throw in here, maybe,
Yeah. Maybe.
as a possibility. But knight f3 check was played. I mean, it's, the players are at the scene of the crime, and this game has not been a crime yet. But white's getting a bit of the upper hand here, at least, black needs to find some difficult. This has been difficult for black. Now maybe h5.
Maybe c5 could be coming.
Yeah. Black's under some pressure. Okay. Let's keep moving on. Not
black
while
and then
everything
fine.
is not
Rook
while
e3,
everything
rook e3,
is not while everything is defended.
Oh, right.
But
Or
but
f
it
takes
could
e3.
work. It could. Rook e3 is going to be is something that black's going to be looking at.
Yeah.
This was what happened here. Okay.
Black is just winning.
Queen e8, king g7, queen e5, king h6, queen f4, king h5, queen e5, f5, queen
Oh,
h2.
no. If you played that,
Oh no.
then it's not good.
What? Oh, I guess that's good, but let's see. If I'm black, I want to look at this. Oh, is g4 check?
It is. That's
Rook-
funny. Yeah. I guess that's
So-
what white wanted, right?
So rook b2,
Yeah.
then g4 check, and then what?
Well, that might be okay. You just go king h4.
That could be.
And then queen get exchanged and rook a1. No, that
But we
can't
see
be.
why queen
Yeah.
takes g2 was played, I guess.
So black's threatening knight to d1, isn't it, at this point?
He didn't play knight d1.
Well, you can't do it
That
here,
might
did
have
it?
been a good move.
Well, g4 here.
Oh, g4 check.
Yeah.
White's threatening g4 check.
You have to make sure the queen is
Bob
defended.
Drain.
So.
That takes care of g4 check.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Right. And now, are we looking at a simple? Oh yeah.
Black played this well, I think.
Yeah.
This is awful. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Okay. This is a bit of a tragedy. In terms of like White had a very successful beginning.
Yeah, it looked really
Did you
good for
see?
White, right?
Yeah, I mean he had 3 passed pawns. The only thing that we were noticing around this point. Okay, so I want to go to this point somewhere around here.
No, it was more like it was E5 against English.
So White played D6.
White played B6. Doesn't that go against the grain, kind of, to put the pawn on the same color as the bishop? I mean, what happened here was a kind of almost a series of decisions. That was a good move. Black started to play. I mean, Black is not doing well here. Black is not doing well here, but managed to start blowing a lot of smoke into White's eyes.
It's really easy to drift. Sometimes.
And drifting, yeah, as we saw in the last round when Tenzing Shaw played Andy Lee.
I don't know. That was more like
hallucinations,
less drifting, and more suicide.
Yeah. So I think we were already saying that Black has put up a certain amount of resistance here, and I think it looked to me like White was doing the right thing by trying to exchange some things, and then Black just played perfectly in creating something. Now there's still some moves that I do not understand. Okay.
A6 there. Oh no, you can't.
We were
E3
looking
is
at Bishop A7, right? But then Queen A6.
No, okay, yeah.
Isn't that horrible? So the bishop doesn't really have a square on this diagonal that's kind of satisfactory.
Let's see.
But Rook E1 looks
Rook E1,
possible.
right.
But then again, Queen B5. You can see how this, like, you know, it's frustrating. I think maybe White would have done better to push the outside pawn rather than the B pawn. Maybe. That going back further.
I guess Queen C8.
So this happened. I think this was a good, and then so Black is getting.
So White could have maybe taken with a knight. I don't know. What would have happened
But
there?
then, if Knight takes Knight E3,
Knight A3. Okay.
but then Queen can draw back to C2.
Oh, Knight's guarding C2.
Oh yeah, the Knight's guarding C2.
Yeah, that's
So
that's
actually
tough,
Knight
actually.
E3 just wins
Right.
for Black.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So no wonder White took with.
Right, yeah, so White takes with the Queen, and then Rook D8 threatening Rook D1 check. I mean, you can't get any more basic than that.
Which one were we going to see?
Yeah, we know. What? And now I understand why White plays no, because of, why wasn't White play Queen C8 here? Knight E3? And then
Wait,
if Queen,
maybe-
no,
no.
Queen C8 and Queen G5.
So Queen takes.
That's right. Okay.
He's still playing.
Wait. Okay. So maybe
Oh,
Queen F2,
E3.
Queen H4.
Oh, Queen E3 check and made by
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Philidor's legacy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, that's cute.
yeah, that'd be embarrassing.
But maybe Queen B6?
People like talking to
Here, Queen D6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, then
Rook
Rook
D1,
D1
Rook
check.
D1.
Okay. Sorry, folks, we're getting punch drunk. So
But
White,
it's easy to see how White went wrong.
right? So White plays B8 check, looks forced. Rook B8, and now this is just
He wants to get
the
rid of that
way
White
this
knight.
the way this happened was just so. Is White actually this helpless in this position? I mean, that's the amazing thing, is it?
I
This
mean,
configuration of white pieces is just
And black
terrible.
pieces.
Yeah,
Clean.
and yeah, it's just
Back rank.
it couldn't be worse somehow. It's like
knight a3 is coming, right?
Rook b3 is coming.
That too.
Yeah, Rook b3 and knight e3.
Well, what about the a6 line we looked at later? Right. So
Oh yes, that's
I felt
right.
like that was more of a chance. I don't know. A6.
Now a6. All right, folks, you can look at this at home.
So I was thinking a6, rook b6.
Rook b6.
Yeah. And then with the idea of also queen e8, king g7, queen e5, rook f6.
Yeah, yeah.
And black looks like he has a strong attack, but there's queen e4. White can fight on a little bit. But it looks like black is in command.
Yeah. So we're looking at a6, rook b6 here, and then and we haven't come to any solid conclusion.
Maybe we should.
Why is rook b2 no good for
What's that?
black?
After a6, rook b2.
Yeah.
Does rook b2 help that much?
A7.
Yeah, a7. You don't want to take on g2, right?
What's
That's
he-
not
like
You
queen
could
takes-
actually
queen takes G2,
you could actually play
queen
rook
takes
a2,
Yeah,
allowing the
exactly.
queen, and
Queen
you
G2, queen G2, rook takes
So,
G2,
yeah.
then rook.
and then rook a2.
Yeah. That's
But then rook c8,
Well,
and then
then
black
rook
has 4 pawns.
if we do queen. Wait, so a6 rook. So a6 rook b2, a7 rook a2.
Rook g2 check.
Oh, like
Queen g2,
trade and then rook
king
a2.
h1, and then rook a2, rook c8, king g7.
Yeah, that might be winning for
Queen.
black. Yeah.
4-1 on the.
That should be.
It should probably be a win for black.
Wait.
It's 4-1 on the, and right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I
4
don't see
black
anything
pawns
for
to
white.
1
I
white
haven't
pawn.
studied that, but
I have a feeling that's good for black, but
Yeah, in the end game.
yeah. Okay.
3 pawns for the exchange.
So we
is
like your idea. We like your idea. That's great, Bob Drain. Thank
Maybe
you.
that's what he was afraid of. Then.
Yeah. Okay, that game is over. Let's go back to Winslow Griffith.
So white.
Knight
there have been more
h4,
moves. Okay.
and white did play knight f6, and black played
Knight f5.
knight f5, instead of the move that we were looking at, which was knight f3.
So if queen f5, you just pin. Well, you can. Wait. So what is this?
3 minor pieces versus 2 rooks. It's gotten kind
Did
of a
black have
little
to go
bit
to the-
interesting.
No.
It's gotten a little bit interesting.
I mean, black also has a pawn, but
Yeah.
it's not so clear.
Not so clear. Although these
Wait.
these pawns on h, yeah.
So if white exchanges queens, should white exchange queens? I don't
White
know. He did
apparently
not.
didn't think it was a good idea to
Makes
exchange
sense.
queens.
You want to play bishop d4. Right?
Yeah,
So-
bishop. Yeah. Although this is coming, and that's a nice defensive move. Bishop d4 doesn't look like it can
No,
really be
rook e-
played. Oh, rook e8 is not
It's
possible.
covered, but there's
And
there's
it's been played. Queen c4.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh my gosh. Elliot
is not so clear
just-
anymore.
Elliot is really putting up.
maybe let's see. So queen c4. So what do you do with white here? So
Well,
if you
let's
go
see,
like
were
knight,
any more moves played? And white actually has a time advantage. This is really a dramatic.
so what if you play like
You can play knight h5 and knight f6. I mean,
it's a draw at least, right?
what about
Because
the
if
knight
rook
e8?
f6, queen f6.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's awful.
Knight e8 is
although
interesting.
rook d rook
Rook e8.
rook e8,
Knight-
bishop could go back.
Knight e8 is interesting.
Knight e8,
Yeah.
king g8.
The queen to a f8.
No.
No, oh no, I'm sorry, that doesn't
So
work.
knight e8,
Sorry, what
king
am I saying?
g8. is
Yeah.
what
Probably
we're
go
talking
knight
about.
f6 anyway.
We're looking
Sorry.
at what we're looking at is
Doesn't work.
knight h5, king g8, knight back to f6. And if rook f6, queen f6,
Rook
rook e8.
Can you just go king?
Then
What if you
maybe-
move your king? King d1. Is white
Oh,
getting
king
made?
d1.
F-
Scary.
All white's pieces are guarded, so
Very, very, very scary.
so what would happen? Queen f1, king c2.
My brain. Okay.
We may see. What's gonna happen? Okay. Okay, so
Oh, well, even knight h6. Is
Yeah.
knight h6 possible?
looks possible.
Oh, he
yeah.
did it.
You have to take, I guess, or no? What else can you do? Let's see.
I don't think you can go king h7, queen f7, king h6, bishop e3, king h5, queen h7.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you're
That's all
probably
right.
getting mated with that combination of bishop, knight,
You've
and
gotta
queen.
take.
Yeah.
You've got to take, and if you take, wait. So if you take, should I could throw in queen g5. Does that help? Wait. What if I
Oh,
play? What if I
wow.
play like queen g4? And if you go, you can't go to f8. I don't know if that helps. I
That
want to
looks
set up a
really-
discovery. On
I
the queen.
discovered. Oh yeah. It looks like Elliot might be winning.
Yeah. Okay, so
And
how's
you know
this
what?
gonna work?
This is
Let's see.
this is amazing.
So rook h6 we said is forced, and then queen. Let's say queen g4. What would you do?
Queen g4 check. What a
King
nice
f7
move.
is forced, right?
King h7.
F7, I think. is
Yeah,
forced.
because otherwise knight g. Oh, queen g7, mate. Yeah. So you have to go king f7.
If you go king f8, I have bishop g7. Right. So if king f7, what do you do there? So you go, you have, I don't know, knight g5 is interesting. I don't know what it is.
Rook h6, queen g4, king f.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe knight g5.
g5. Queen g7.
Okay, so will he take or will he go, I think
Well, I
the
think
checks look promising. I don't know. I don't think white has to, yeah. So he did that. He went to g5. Okay. So what does he want to do now?
You can get it for free.
He wants to check on g7 probably. And then prevent black from activating his rook.
Yeah, and then take on h6. Although, but the black can play queen d5 then.
So anything else to do here?
And then black is going to try to draw with wow, Elliot.
Black's gonna lose his rook though. Queen
He
e8.
did lose his rook.
The other rook.
But
though.
then you lose your knight on f3.
I suppose, yeah, right.
And then who knows?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
black needs to play queen d5 here. Although rook a5 is worth looking at. Yeah.
So what happens after queen d5?
He did it. I think that's a good practical choice because if you allow white to swarm in with the queen and the minor pieces,
Yeah.
so now you're giving up the rook, but
Oh,
you're
what is
taking
this?
the knight on f3.
So white probably should take the rook, I assume.
Yeah. Good point. Maybe white missed a win with your queen g4 check.
I don't know.
Tenzing.
After king f7, it's not so clear, but
So now queen a8, queen f3, queen a4 check, and white
white
has
probably
winning
should be
chance.
winning.
White has
but-
winning chances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with black's time situation.
A great game. I mean, by Elliot, who
Yeah.
managed to
This
come
is a
back
turnaround.
from the dead. I mean,
He's gonna take a4, right?
oh
Sure.
yeah, with check, take
Yeah.
that pawn with check.
Yeah.
Yep, he didn't think twice about it.
Well,
They didn't give him
certainly,
the international master title for him to miss that move.
certainly white cannot lose anymore. So, I mean,
Yeah.
barring an extreme blunder.
Right,
so,
barring a horrendous blunder.
Yeah,
The pawn's on the wrong color.
that's true. That's true.
I think this is going to be very difficult
But
for
we
white
have
to
the
win.
f pawn, though.
Yeah, you have the f pawn. You've got to hold on to that f pawn. But I mean,
So
black
what's white's winning plan here? Advancing the
probably
f pawn eventually.
advancing the king in, trying to create mating
Yep.
threats.
I like that move.
Yeah, I'd say bring the king in, expose it to zillions of checks, try to get behind the lines,
Yeah.
and is, you know, of course, exchanging queens would probably win. If White can exchange
sure.
queens.
Yeah.
Well, and
2 pawns and bishop if it gets 3 pawns?
yeah.
I mean, you better not lose your F pawn, but
Yeah.
as long as you don't lose
As
your
long
F
as you
pawn.
don't lose your F pawn.
So king and D2.
Somebody called Elliot the swindler. Okay. Wow. All right. Let's see what's happening.
So I guess knight
Well, it's only
h4
21
was
seconds.
a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
This was
Oh yeah, this is.
probably
this-
ended in a draw.
No.
Oh,
White
did not
played
want
for
to
the
draw.
win.
Well,
What happened here?
And looks like White was justified maybe in doing this, since Black has been.
White finally activated the knight.
oh well.
Wow.
What is this?
This is a nicely played game. I mean, it has that feeling of being a well played game.
Black is still hanging in there, I guess. Who's trying to win? I guess
White's been playing for a win for this whole
because
game.
the knight is not so effective, maybe. But I don't know. Do you think this should be a win for White?
I don't know. Very difficult to say, huh?
With 6 seconds, especially.
Okay.
But you would take White's position over Black's, right?
I don't know. I mean, you know, it depends if White's winning.
I might take Black's position if you gave me the time also.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
But yeah.
okay, I like the way, I mean, it's definitely a fighting game. Let's see how Segmed Mongshulin won her game. Let's see how this game went. We were at this position, and we really liked the way that White played this game. This was this is a position where something was just gonna crack at some point, it seemed. Maybe it shouldn't have.
But given where I ended up, yeah, I could have received it.
We're playing over this game.
Bishop a4.
So
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Probably.
There was a little something cheap there.
and then this.
Yeah.
We're playing it out, folks. That's as far as we're gonna play it out.
Yeah.
That was the end of the game. That was a nicely. I think that was a pretty. White played for the pressure. I like this game. I think I like this game at a superficial glance. White stopped Black from castling, and then sort of did all that you're supposed to do in those kind of positions, which was keep. All right, thank you. We have a couple of guests here who are going to remain just for a second. Nelson, thank you. So this was a game worth replaying. I don't know if you got to see it, Tenzing.
Not much.
But okay, so we had this.
Is this some?
This was kind of the critical moment because it was either White plays b4 and plays a kind of a standard bayonet attack,
So
or
White
else
played E4.
White played e4. It did everything she could to keep the queen in the center, and that with the idea of playing d5, I guess was enough for Black to play this, and then this happened.
Well, let's see. It's d5. So.
Like if Black castles d5, I guess this is what this was the to play d6 maybe. I mean, but I think Black maybe should have castled here. I think the way that Black suffered the rest of the game wasn't worth it. White's played, Alekhine was the guy that played like this. That's just he was the kind of the template for these kind of attacks. That kind of, oscillated over the whole board. And, I'm not sure, I'm not going through this in any great detail, but we can see how the sort of just the continual pressure, and who knows objectively what,
maybe their rook c6 was not a good move.
yeah, maybe rook c6 was not a good move.
What if wait.
It's funny how that theme of the black king being in the center.
So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if you can get away with king e8.
Yeah, king e8.
If rook takes e6, you have time to take on c1.
Yeah, that's true. So
and
king
take on
e8.
c8. Bishop c8 looks marginally okay. I don't know.
Maybe white's going to play rook c5 and try to,
Yeah. But maybe this was black's
Yeah,
chance
black's
to
last
run.
chance rather than
Then bishop back to e6.
So the results, we're looking at results here.
So what's happening in Elliot's game?
What happened in Elliot's game? Still playing. Carla Heredia drew her game. Oh, really? Okay. So Elliot's managed to move his f pawn one square.
Yeah, I didn't expect f3, but maybe it makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Well, I think
White's really made a lot of progress here.
this looks over.
This is fantastic. I mean, this is black is now facing a miracle try here, especially since white can offer the exchange of queens at any moment.
Bishop c5, right?
Bishop c5 looks great unless there's a perpetual check. Oh, it was black's move. Oh no, he couldn't play bishop c5 because of...
I mean, here probably white can just get
Okay,
busy
so
advancing
queen
the
to
f pawn. Right?
d2 then.
White's going to win this.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty convinced. A tremendous. I think if White does win this will be the first game that Kyron Griffith has lost. Serious game of chess that Kyron Griffith has lost in San Francisco since he moved here.
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's lost some blitz games. And that's interesting. Well, I'm just going to point that out because Elliot needs to start moving kind of quickly himself. He's lost a lot of time.
Yeah. He's
Let's
got to
see.
stop thinking.
He's got to stop thinking. All the other games are finished.
Okay, let's
Carla Heredia. Wow, this game went. I'm not gonna. How did we get all the way over here? That's an amazing. DGT boards are able to do this, I guess. If
Are you looking at my game? Yeah. Did the computer say I had a win at one point?
we're not looking at it with computer analysis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got 3 heads already.
3 heads are better than 2.
Oh, sure.
Mutual time scramble here. C played very well. Me, not so much.
I do know that I think she missed a win.
Okay. That's what she thinks too.
She missed a win. I think Carla missed a win right.
I think this.
Right around there.
Okay, Carla,
She
we're
only had
gonna
4
put you
seconds.
in for a second here.
You're talking about the rook.
So Elliot's game should be over, right?
Oh yeah, the other one should be. The end game should be.
I'm not gonna go that far because it's crazy.
I think.
Let's see. I'm gonna take. I want to learn how to put Carla's name in, and take Tenzing out,
Yeah, like that.
and then put Carla Heredia, who's joined me in, even though you can't see her.
Sorry. Hi everybody.
Let's see. Where is Carla Heredia's name? Help.
Yeah, the first
There
one.
she is. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to click here. There.
And then turn,
But
transition.
Oh, in transition.
Okay.
There we go. So, Carla, I have the first thing I want to ask you in your game was Wright's way back on move.
You want to have a seat? Here's my opponent.
Yeah, thank you.
That's this one. This one?
Oh, I can get up. You
Oh,
wanna sit here?
you're
Ah.
messing with the
Sit here?
whole.
I can get up.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Sure.
Yeah,
Come
Sorry,
in
everyone.
between us. Come in
yeah,
between
there.
us.
I think there.
Yeah, come in between us.
I'll just sit back here.
So, right here after knight f6, what about rook h3?
Yeah, I thought rook h3. Yeah, then I figured out was better.
But that wins the
So
piece
ro-
back.
No, rook h3, he has to play queen g6, right?
But then rook g3.
Yeah, I don't think I have queen g6. do I?
Right. See, first rook h3, then rook g3,
Then knight g4.
h3.
Yeah, because now so I calculate rook g3, knight g4.
But see, he played king h8.
Yeah. But
right?
if knight g4, h3, he has queen h4 threatening the rook on e7.
Okay, but then you could simply move the rook, and then you regain your piece with.
Yeah.
And maybe even more
Yeah,
aggressively play queen, something
maybe
like queen
rook-
c7 or something like that, right? And just then
But he
take the
can
knight.
he can give it back, I think.
Well, he did. He has to give it back. But then, okay, so rook h3, queen g6, rook g3, knight g4, h3. Well, now the queen is on g6.
So queen f6.
Queen f6, then maybe queen c7.
Yeah, I was over
think,
there. And then, for example, I don't know, rook f7 maybe. Trying to.
Or maybe you can play rook e5. But then you know when you take his knight, you're now a pawn up in a
Yeah.
minor piece knight.
But I
versus-
didn't want the pawn back. I wanted to keep checking.
Yeah, that's true. But I didn't find one. But maybe there was one.
You're not using the computer?
No,
Is that just...
Yeah, but here,
like it?
it's just because we're geniuses.
knight e2.
And we
So,
don't have that
Really
capability
interesting to see
yet. It is on computer. Yeah, it's on chess 24.
So here I
all of your
play.
all your games on the top 10 boards have been on chess.
Here I
24.
play f4
The analysis.
Yeah.
because I thought, okay, rook h3, but he always have queen g6. So I have knight e2, and now I'm threatening rook h3, queen g6, knight f4. So he has to play f4 to control h3 with the bishop, f4, knight takes f4, and then I don't know what he's going to do because I'm playing stuff like d5, like maybe I think knight.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rethink this opening.
after
This was
92.
horrible for you.
Oh, I know. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
this
Can't
was
believe it.
terrible.
Knight e2, I think the only option is
2 minutes, we gotta wrap it up.
is
All right.
f4, right?
Nobody was it?
What?
Knight e2, I
It
think,
was,
F4, knight F4,
and then
and then bishop D7. Oh no, then rook
rook
D7.
d7. I'm
Yeah.
saying if he tried the same b6, I have rook h3, queen g6, but now I have knight h5. I have another piece.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Tough luck. And this guy is having the tournament of his life so far. What?
Not really.
Well, no, you're having a
It
good
would be nice if
tournament.
I could beat somebody. I'm getting all these draws.
But you had a good tournament. We're gonna say goodnight. Thank you, Carla.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks,
No,
everybody.
this is a tough tournament. There's not a.
But it's funny because I teach the whole week and I taught some
Manas
students.
Paldi says hi, Carla.
Hey, Paul. Manas. So on the weekend we were studying the rook in the second round in the 7th file. So now I had a chance to do it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, like when you are showing your students stuff, then things start to come up.
Right.
So I'm happy that I give a piece for attack, and I think I should be winning. He's kind of in some swing. But it's funny that I taught that on Sunday, and then I had my chance to rook in the 7th round.
Carla is a chess teacher here and teaches the beginning children's class.
Yeah, on
teaches the
Saturdays.
children's class on Saturdays and is a chess teacher that lives here in the Bay Area. And she's a woman grandmaster from Ecuador.
Mm-hmm.
And now kind of a regular fixture here at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. Thank you, Carla.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Good night. I'm putting the ending broadcast. Good night, everybody.
Uh-oh. Hi.